Over the course of 100 days, I built up this cozy farmland. I had so much fun, I decided to keep going and spend 200 days here. Plus, another 100 days with this really cool straw hat? Sign me up. There's so many fun projects to do and new things to discover, so let's get started. Well, here we are, day 101. Boy, it feels good to be back. Marcel, homie, what's up? How you doing? I missed ya. Chickens, it's so good to see ya. Hope you've been well. Sheepy cow, my guy. How's it going, dude? Fist bump it. Oops, sorry. And of course, the sheep. How do you all do? So nice to see you all. So we have another 100 days on this farm, which will bring us to 200 days in total. And honestly, there is still so much left to do. We made really good progress over the course of the first 100 days, and I'm excited to see what we're gonna accomplish next. Now there's actually a pretty big list of stuff that we still have to complete. And I think we should probably write some of this down so we can figure out what to work on next. Now some of these are gonna be pretty big projects, but I'm excited that we have the chance to actually complete them. One of the biggest things that we never got to finish was of course our storage. Yeah, it was kind of a hot mess the whole time, wasn't it? And you know, my tools aren't looking so good these days, so I think the other thing that's gonna be on the list is getting a mending villager. Now we also had our debacle with the greenhouse where, well, the bees didn't really survive the move. I mean, they didn't really get moved at all. So I think I would like another shot at a bee farm. Now we only have 3 projects listed so far. And honestly, there's a lot more that I want to accomplish, but I think 3 is a good starting point. Now the question is, do I want to fix the mess of my storage, or do I want to deal with villagers? I mean, that's a pretty tough question. Who wants to do either of those? But they're both very important projects that really need to be done. Now, no matter what project we choose, we're gonna have to start expanding our farm more, which means the durability on our tools are probably gonna wear out quite a bit. So I think it makes the most sense to, deal with the villagers. Oh, villagers, how's it going? Hello? Anybody here? What? How are you on the roof? That's not safe. Sir, how'd you even get up there? Oh, there they are. They're still over by the snacks that I gave them. You didn't even eat any of this stuff? This is artisanal jam and a very good bread. Do you know how long it took me to get that sourdough starter just right? Come on. So we've got all of our villagers in here and I need one for mending. And well, the best part is I have something that could probably help me out with this. Let's see if this actually works. It worked. I picked up the villager. It worked. No way. Okay, I'm walking kind of slowly. Can I run? Yes, I can. Oh, I can't really see because his big head is in the way, but it's fine. It's fine. So I may have a mod that allows me to pick up villagers, as you can see. And as ridiculous as this looks, it makes my life so much easier. This is just so funny. Honestly, this already alleviates so much stress in dealing with villagers. I am completely vibing with this. All right, let's get this guy back over to the farm. You know, I probably should have considered where I was actually gonna put the villager. I mean, I guess I can just pick him back up after I find a spot for him. Can I open this door? Oh no! No, don't, stop it. Oh, now he's like the size of a totem. What is going on? He's just in my hand now. I think these are 2 conflicting mods. Well, this works even better, honestly. Okay, this one's more ridiculous. He's still making the villager noises. Oh my gosh, this is hilarious. Okay, maybe I can just like put him in a chest and just tuck him away for now, you know, amongst all of this stuff. Don't worry, dude, I'm gonna come back for you. That was the most ridiculous thing I think I've ever done in this game. I think I need to go to bed. Day 102, and now that we have a villager just tucked away in a chest, I think we need to figure out where we're gonna put him after I eat some roast chicken, because apparently I'm very hungry. So I think what we're gonna have to do today is expand our farmland a little bit, because we have space to work with, but it's kind of a mess right now. So I was kind of thinking that maybe we could build a villager house close by to this mining outpost. Maybe what we could do is start sectioning off a path over here, as well as the path from the sugarcane farm. And this will kind of help dictate the next plot of land that we're gonna have to work with. Now, the only problem with this area is it kind of sinks off into a giant pit. So I think I'm gonna have to spend some time terraforming this, which means I gotta go into this mess of storage and find a bunch of dirt. You know what? I've got quite a bit to work with. This is ideal because I didn't really want to use my shovel. Got the dirt I need, and now it's time to terraform. So So I made another plot of land at the same height of all of the farmland over here. But after this plot, I think I want to start sloping the terrain down a little bit because that's how the terrain's flowing naturally. So I spent the rest of the evening placing dirt and terraforming the area. What is that? Why are there so many? What is happening? Where are they coming from? I have never seen so many zombies in my life. Okay, I'm going to bed. Day 103. Oh my, that's a lot of zombies. Yeah, I'm just gonna let them crisp up in the sun. They didn't apply SPF, so you know what? They'll be gone. I actually don't think I've ever seen that many zombies at once before. That was wild. Oh, okay. Yep. All right. Bye. Anyway, let's place some dirt. And of course, this project requires way more dirt than I realized, so I've got to collect some so I can place some. This is a lot more space for us to work with. Just, ignore this area over here because it's not quite done yet. So with this villager house, I feel like we could probably have it down on this plot over here. And maybe we can nestle it right around here. Now, if we're gonna be building a house for a librarian villager, I feel like it needs to be a little bit more like fancy and less farmy, if that makes sense. That's kind of why I chose to put it near this blacksmith, because this one is a little bit more of like a rustic medieval vibe. So I figured that type of build would complement this area nicely. Now, what do we got to build with? I mean, we got a little bit of diorite, got some spruce, that's good. We always need spruce, okay. Wow, I really have less than I thought I did. That's not good. Wait a second, what about this mining outpost? Might have some stuff in here. Nope. Just the same old nothing. I really left this place in a little bit of a sorry state, didn't I? I think I need to spend some time replenishing some of my resources. I think that means we're gonna have to hop into these caves to gather up some stones. Whee! So I spent the rest of the evening in the caves gathering up some materials so I could build the villager house. Day 104, and I think I've got a good start of materials for this thing. Whoa. See you later. Okay, let's get a little workstation with some chests set up. Actually, before I begin, I'm pretty hungry and I don't really have any food. I think I should probably sort that out first. And it's early morning, so how about we go into the chicken coop and grab some eggs so we can have a nice breakfast. Let's toss these in the pan. Whoops, my bad. I wonder, did I leave any food here? I did, an entire roast chicken? What? Wow, I actually left myself quite a bit of food. Not bad. But it's still breakfast time, so I think I'm gonna stick to these eggs for now. Throughout these 200 days, I definitely want to try to actually balance my diet a little bit better, which means I'm gonna have to consume more fruits and sugars. I guess that also means we're gonna have to make ourselves some sweet treats soon. Okay, enough stalling. It's time to get this house sorted. And as always, I'm gonna start things off by getting some beams in place. I'm probably gonna need my diamond axe to chop some stuff up later, so I think I'm gonna use a stone axe to strip all of these logs. I definitely don't want that thing to break before we get mending on it, because that would be really sad. Day 105 rolled around and I continued working on the villager house. The first floor's done and I used one of the chip designs for the granite and I think it looks really cool. I'm also leaving this part open for now because I might try making a bay window. But in the meantime, I'm gonna work on getting the second floor done. So for the second floor walls, I was thinking about giving the chip diorite designs a shot. I think I want this library to look a little bit more studious and well-maintained, if that makes sense. So I think leaning more towards using polished blocks and bricks is the way to go. Let's toss some of these up so we can see how it looks. All right, what's the vibe on this? Good? Not good? You know, it actually doesn't look terrible. I think I just need to be a little bit more intentional with the pattern and have it less chaotic and a little bit more structured. So I'll pop these guys out, get some bricks in. Maybe it'll help if we use mostly bricks for this thing. And just use the smoother pieces for a little bit of texture. Ooh, yeah, I like the look of that a lot better. So I continued working on the walls of the second floor for the rest of the day. Day 106, and the structure is definitely coming along. Now we just have to decide what we're gonna do for the rooftop. I feel like dark oak would complement this palette really nicely, although I'm not sure I have much left. Yeah, 50 won't be enough, even if we only used it for a trim. I'm pretty confident I brought back a bunch of saplings from that forest a while back. The only problem is, I need to locate them within this giant mess. It's okay, the next project is the storage of our dreams. But in the meantime, we gotta trudge through all these chests to find these saplings. Here we go. Now, I'm not exactly sure where that really cool bone meal watering can I have is, so I'm just gonna make another one. All we need to do is combine this bucket with some planks, and now we've got this watering can that will bone meal stuff for us. So let's pop down some saplings, give them a little bit of water, and whoa, this is a huge dark oak tree. Awesome. And let's go ahead and tear this down. Honestly, this should be enough for what we need. I think I'm only going to be using this on the trim because I want to try deep slate on the roof as well. Now that we have a good amount of dark oak, let's go ahead and craft up all the blocks we're going to need for this. And now we can begin building up the roof. Ooh, looking fancy. We're so close to being done with the structure, I think I'm just going to work through the night to get the rest of the roof up. Day 107, and wow, what a lovely sound to wake up to. Ah! How many times do I have to tell you to stop coming by and trying to sell me that internet package? I don't want it. I really should start pretending I'm not home. All right, the roof is up and I think this is looking good, except I forgot to fill in that piece. Classic. You know, I think this build might actually be the tallest one we have now, which is okay, it's not a bad thing. Since we have all our early game stuff established from the last 100 days, we can now focus on bigger projects more easily. Now, before we move our villager in, I think I want to decorate this first. Listen, we've got to make a good impression for him on move-in day, you know? Maybe that way he'll give us a better trade. All right, next I'm gonna try getting a little bit of a bay window going here. I don't make these very often, so it might take me a moment to figure this out. Okay, I think that makes sense. Now all we need in between is some glass, and you know we gotta use the glass blower. All of these options are actually so cool, but I think I'm gonna try this one for the smaller windows, and then let's go with, ooh, arched for the big bay window. Now let's see how this actually looks put together. Ooh, I think that looks super cute. Very fancy, very studious, I must say. Then, of course, we can pop out some windows on the upper floor as well. And let's fill these in with the glass panes. Day 108, and I think we just need to get a couple more finishing touches on this thing, and then we can move the villager in. Let's get a nice flower bed on the side here, and pop in some flowers. You know, I think I'm gonna need some more iron soon. Now, I can pop into the caves quite easily, but I'm also wondering if an iron farm might be more beneficial. I constantly need it so I can make lanterns, but also iron is really good for trading with villagers. So it's definitely something to consider. For now, I'll just use the lanterns I have, which is approximately 2. The next thing I'm gonna do is get some shutters on the windows. For the smaller windows, I'm gonna use gates, and then for the bigger windows, I think I'm gonna use campfires and trapdoors. I also need a stair for our patio, but I don't know how this is gonna look, because I use the chipped cobblestone, and that's a little bit of a different texture than the stone. Yeah, that doesn't look great, does it? Maybe if I texture in some stone bricks, it'll be okay? You know what? That kind of worked out better than I thought. Nice. The final thing I'm gonna do for this evening is go into the forest and grab some leaves. I'm just gonna like shave off random leaves from the trees and get out of here. Nobody will ever know. Except for that bear that walked by. Please don't judge me. Also that chicken saw, but he won't tell anybody. He's cool. It's getting late and I'm tired and I'm talking to chickens and bears now. I think I need to go to bed. Day 109, and yep, I'm eating an old roast chicken for breakfast. What about it? Yeah, if I get sick later and have to call it quits, you all know the reason why. To start the day, I have a very important question that must be answered. Can I put this in the botanist workbench? Oh, I can, and I can make really cute leaves. Oh, these are so nice. However, they don't have the bushy texture, which isn't great. But you know what? These could actually be really good as hedges or in an orchard. All right, I'm getting some ideas. I think all that's left to add to the exterior of this house is a little bit of greenery, and then it should be good. I'm also gonna add some leaves nestled into the top of the roof to make it look a little bit more overgrown. I'm gonna use the bushy oak leaves for this because I feel like they help make things look a little bit more weathered and messy. And finally, let's get some hedges along the porch. We'll toss down some lattice in front to close it off. And I think this is looking super cute. You know, this villager librarian actually has a nicer home than I do right now. We're definitely gonna have to fix that eventually. I wanted this build to look like, I don't know, studious and a little bit fancy. So I tried to keep the flowers and all of that stuff really structured and patterned. Went with some fancier windows. So this feels perfect for a small library. Now the inside, on the other hand, has nothing in it yet. So I think we gotta get this place ready for move-in. We've gotta make a good first impression after all. I'm just hoping I get some good trades. All right, the floors are all done, so now I just need to figure out how I'm gonna decorate this thing. Well, the first thing that comes to mind when building a library is, of course, books. And of course, in order to make books, we need lots of sugarcane to turn into paper. Sugarcane's all sorted, now we just need some leather. I've got a little bit in my storage, not as much as I thought though. Which means I think we need to pay a visit to our barn. All right, let's get all you fed. And sheepy cow, please, look away. Look away. All right, 22 leather should be a good start. That will at least give us enough books to make some lecterns as well as decorations. Let's also pop this beef in the furnace because I really need some food. Except I have a bunch of baked potatoes now. Huh, I've really left myself so many good treats. So with this sugar cane, let's get some paper made. Wait, what's this? White paper lamp. Huh? Whoa, that's huge. It looks so out of place in this room, but that's really funny. I kind of like it. Cool. Okay, enough getting distracted. Let's make ourselves some books. And with these books, we are gonna have to make as many bookshelves as we can. What are these? Stackable books? I understand that I am wasting all of the books that I just made, but I just have to see these. Oh, these are so cute. What? Stop it. I love them. Actually, these are gonna be great decorations for the library. All right, time to craft all the other stuff that I'm gonna need. Most importantly, we need the lectern. And honestly, with all of that, it's gotten pretty late, so I think I'm gonna head to bed. A fresh new morning on day 110, and now we can get the interior started. The first thing I want to do is feed the bookshelf into the chip bench because look at all of these variations. They are so cool. Oh, we could also make ones with like cupboards and stuff too. These are so cool. Oh, there's so many options. I think I'm gonna try making these dark oak bookshelves though, because they look pretty neat. All right, let's see how these look. What? They connect when they stack? That is so cool. Okay, wait. If I bring these out by one block, then maybe we could have the villagers in between the shelves. I think that looks pretty cool. So really all we need now in this space is our villager. Yoink. This will never not be funny to me. All right, can I just plop him here? Let's see. It worked. Wow, this mod has made my life so incredibly easy. Who would have thought dealing with villagers could be so hassle-free? All right, villager, start reading books, please. Don't you want the power of knowledge? Come on, just one book? Okay, I'm just gonna give him some space and let him figure it out. Hopefully if I come back, he'll be vibing. Oh, I heard a page turn. Look at that. Okay, perfect. Wait, what's this? I can cycle trades? What? This just makes everything so much easier. Well, I mean, I guess that's why it's called the Easy Villager mod. All right, I've got some paper ready in case I need that for a trade, and I'm just gonna cycle through these until I find mending. Mending, perfect. Except, oh no, I don't have what I need for this. I don't have any emeralds on me. Give me a second. Oh no. Maybe I'll have to go get another villager to like trade paper with or something. I don't know. Feel like that's the most logical thing to do. One villager I can trade with for emeralds, and then I can get the books that I need from the other one. Hello, villagers. Still haven't eaten my snacks, I see. All right, well, I'm gonna bring one of you back with me. You, my friend, are going to become a very knowledgeable librarian who loves cardstock paper. So I think this mod where I'm picking up villagers is actually a mod called Carry On, which I did have this whole time, but I didn't realize it. And it allows you to pick up mobs and like barrels and chests and stuff and move them around. Now I don't even know how to activate the other one. It was kind of random. Oh, there we go. Whereas this one is the Easy Villager mod. And I think this is also the one that's allowing me to cycle the trades. So I'm just gonna pop this guy in the chest real quickly again. And I need to gather up just a little bit more leather so I can make more of those bookshelves. We'll craft some of these up. And I should probably head to bed just to be safe. Day 111, and let's get this spot for our second villager set up. I'm just gonna make a spot right next to the other villager. Oh, and we can't forget the lectern. That would come in handy. In you go. Oh, and you've already latched onto the lectern. This is perfect. And you want to trade paper for emeralds? Well, even better. Let's go ahead and lock that trade in. Now, I left this guy for quite some time. I'm wondering if he lost his trade. Sir, how could you? Nah, it's fine. I've got the cycle button. I can just get it again. All right, let's gather up some sugarcane so we can make some paper to trade with this villager. Wait a second. Whoa! There is way more sugarcane in here than I thought. Awesome. All right, well, let's get this traded with the villager. 21 emeralds might still be cutting it a bit short, but I still need to re-roll this villager, so we'll have to wait and see. A bunch of re-rolls later, and I finally got mending again. Okay, it's 30 emeralds, but I can at least lock in this trade by buying one bookshelf off of him. This whole trading process is probably going to take quite some time, so I think in between trades, I'm going to putter away and decorate the interior a little bit. Wow, yeah. This is the slowest trading process ever. I still only have like 19 emeralds. I know it's not very cottagecore farm-like, but I'm seriously considering that iron farm at this point. So I left this area empty, and I'm kind of thinking that maybe we just fill this with villagers who will trade iron for us. And once we have that sorted, we'll be able to work on our other farming projects more easily. All this villager work exhausted me. I think I need to go to bed. Day 112. And honestly, I think making an iron farm now is probably the right move. So I need 3 villagers, and how am I gonna do this? Nope. There we go. Let's grab 2. And last but not least, let's grab you. And I think I'm gonna build this thing a little bit closer to home. That way we know it's in render distance while we're working on the farm, and it'll constantly generate iron for us. But I also don't want it too close because these things can get pretty loud. Plus, I'm not exactly sure this is a farm that I want to decorate, so maybe keeping it a little bit hidden would be best. Ooh, what about in the forest next to the library? The trees will naturally kind of cover this thing, so I think it's perfect. So with the spot all picked out, I got to work building up an iron farm. I'll be sure to link the tutorial that I used in the description. The spot where the zombie and villagers go is pretty much done. I just gotta pop down this boat for the zombie to hang out in. And now I just gotta dig out the pit where the iron golems are gonna spawn into. Day 113, and I was still working away on the iron farm. Ow, please stop. Oh no! Okay, that's Minecraft for you. Okay, not too much was destroyed, so we're fine. I'm just gonna keep my head down and build this thing. So the farm is pretty much set up. All I really need to do now is get the villagers in this spot and bring a zombie down here into this boat. That way the zombie scares the villagers for, well, eternity, and the brave iron golem tries to come to the rescue, but falls into a pit of lava. I mean, the villagers are no problem because we can just boop, boop, and boop. So now all I have to do is wait for nighttime and get a zombie down here. In the meantime, I think I'll start making a path towards this farm. This iron farm is not pretty at all, so I think I'm just gonna try to cover up the line of sight a little bit more with some hedges and leaves. You know, that actually kind of worked. And last but not least, let's connect this to our farmland path. Okay, the sun's finally set, so that means I've got to go find a zombie. I mean, it shouldn't be too hard considering there was like a zombie convention here the other night. What was that about? Well, looks like we've got our lucky winner. Just follow me right through these trees, thank you, and right into this pit here, if you will. There's applesauce. Now I'm just gonna close this. And for the record, there's no applesauce. Sorry. Okay, the zombie's in the boat, which is perfect because that means it won't despawn. And I think everything else has been done correctly, so an iron golem should spawn soon. Hello? Maybe it has to be daytime in order for it to work properly. I think I'm gonna go sleep. Day 114, and let's see if this thing works. Please, I beg. Oh! This is good, an iron golem spawned. However, this is also bad because he spawned outside of the iron golem spawning area. I think it might be because some of the terrain is a little bit lower than the farm. I honestly kind of forgot that could cause some potential issues. So I might need to clean this area up with some dirt and possibly spawn-proof a bit. So I spent most of the day trying to fix up the area around the iron farm. Here, let me show you. Let me show you where you're supposed to spawn, okay? Oh no! He didn't want any help. It's fine. I get it. Oh, one spawned in. This is perfect. It's working. Except this guy's really mad at me because I hit him. I'm sorry. I had to do it. My suit that I'm wearing that's made out of him is not effective enough. I'm really taking some damage here. Okay, another one spawned in here, so I think it's safe to say this thing is working pretty well. We might still get an iron golem spawning outside of it here and there, But for now, I think this should be okay. We're already starting to accumulate some iron, so I'm happy with this. I think I'm just gonna let that thing run and go sort out the villagers that I need. Geez, when you really break it down into steps like this, seems like a lot of work for one book. Things would be a lot easier if villagers just didn't overprice their books. So I went back to the village and grabbed 3 more villagers to trade iron with. So let's set up a couple spots for them. All right, let's get you in here. Look at that, you're contained here forever. Isn't that great? Unfortunately, the iron trade I think is tier 2. So I'm gonna have to give away some of these precious emeralds I gathered. Oh, thanks for these axes. I really love them. Thank you so much. Here, the librarians just wanted to look at them too because they've recently gotten into axe throwing. So I'm just gonna show them the axes that you made. So now that we leveled up the villager, we have our iron trade. And now all I have to do is get the villagers into the other spots and then trade with them. Oops, sorry. It's a beautiful morning on day 115, but I had some issues with the villagers when I placed them down last night. I have a feeling they might still be linked to their job blocks back in the village because they won't take on these jobs. So I think I gotta try breaking some of these job blocks. Hey, there's still a little farmer hanging around. Oh, never mind. Guess he's not a farmer anymore, which means he could be a librarian. I mean, I could definitely use Unbreaking on my tools. Looks like you're coming with me. Yo, it worked. Yes. Now all I have to do is trade with them to level them up. So the iron trades are all set to go with each villager, which means all I really have to do is wait for the iron farm to do its thing and generate us some iron. I think that gives me the perfect opportunity to decorate this place a little bit more. Day 116, and all of the components that we need in order to get the mending book are in place. Now we just need to get enough of the emeralds so we can actually buy it. What are you doing out here, bud? So apparently this iron farm might have a couple of issues still. I've honestly used this farm design a couple times and it's usually been fine. I think I may have just picked a bad spot for it. So I spent some time spawn proofing the area a little bit more. Okay, buddy, I think you gotta go in order for the other ones to spawn. Ow! Oh no! Oh no! That was really close. I don't know what to do because he's gotta go. Ah! Oh no! Oh no! No, my straw hat! My straw hat! Please! I totally deserved that, didn't I? Okay, I've got my straw hat. Everything's fine. Honestly, that wasn't ideal though because I was close to 30 levels and I just lost all of those. That's what happens when you act foolish. After that whole debacle, I spawn-proofed the area a little bit more and spent the rest of the day decorating and AFKing so I could let the iron farm do its thing. Day 117, and I AFK'd through the night to allow this iron farm to run, and after I fixed it up a little bit more, we actually ended up with quite a bit. I just had to spawn-proof it a bit more, and I don't think I've really seen any issues since. Hey! Oh no! What are you doing? Go over there, go over there. This is so embarrassing. I'm fighting with a baby zombie. There we go. You know, I never considered that it wouldn't be tall enough to reach the lava. A little bit embarrassing. Maybe this guy will push him in. Whoa! Oh, I feel so bad. I'm burning him to a crisp after he saved my life. Still gonna take his iron though. All right, let's see if I can finally get this mending book. Oh, sorry. Oh no, I hit you with the stake. Oh, you're mad at me now. Okay, I'll just ignore you. Sorry about that. So with the emeralds we already had, we are at 33. We have enough. Yes. I just need a book though. Hey, what are you doing? Get out of here. Wait a second. Where's my straw hat? Did that skeleton break my straw hat? No! It's a sad day for straw hat lovers. Okay, we can't lose the importance of this moment because of the straw hat. It wouldn't have wanted that. Let's finally get this mending book. It took us days, but we finally did it. And now I don't have to worry about my tools. This is fantastic. All right, let's go make a new straw hat and put mending on it immediately. Nah, I'm just kidding. Could you imagine though, I finally get mending and I don't put it on any of my almost broken tools? Actually, that is something I would do. But out of respect for the straw hat that we lost today, I am gonna name our axe Straw Hat. We did it. We finally have mending. So other than doing trades here and there for some more books, we are done with all of the trading setup and can focus on farming again. And look at that, just as we finish, the clouds part. That feels very poetic, doesn't it? Well, before we do that though, I think the first thing that we need to do actually is head over to our skeleton farm and repair this axe a little bit. It is pretty much on its last legs and I don't want to risk it anymore, so I think we should probably get it fixed. So I spent most of the day at the skeleton farm repairing my axe. All right, the axe is all repaired and I think I'm ready to head home. I'm gonna want Unbreaking on this at some point so it doesn't degrade as fast, but for now, I'm really happy that we at least have mending. Hello? Who are you? Wait, you're Sheepy Cow's friend, other Sheepy Cow? Dude, it's so nice to meet you. I've heard so many good things about you. Okay, you hang right there, dude. I'm gonna run home really quickly and see if I've got any treats for you. Getting some snacks for other Sheepy Cow brought me into day 118. He actually told me that he traveled from quite far away because he heard so many good things about the farm. Him and Sheepy Cow are apparently best friends on Moose Base, and that's where he's been hearing all about it. So, with all of that done, I think we can begin working on some other farmland projects. And that means Mending Villager can finally be crossed off the list. So, our next two options are bee farm and storage. The storage has been an issue since like day 10. It's been a big problem, and I think I'd like to finally get it all organized. Now the question is, where do we put a little storage hall? I think I have two options in mind. This area behind the greenhouse could be a good spot, but we still have lots of space in the area by the villager house. This area of the farm is already being laid out with all of these patches of paths and such, and I'm wondering if we kind of just close it off with the storage farm over here somewhere. Yeah, I feel like somewhere around here would be a good spot. So with that plan in mind, I got to work on terraforming the area. Day 119 rolled around, and I was still busy working away on the terraforming. I've just got a couple more patches to fix up here and there, and then it's all pretty much connected. There we go. The terrain's all connected to one another now, and it's a little bit smoothed out. I think it is looking perfect. What a difference leveling all this made. Now, before we do anything else, I'm just gonna pop over to the iron farm really quickly so we can trade with some villagers. I'm gonna take any chance I can get to do this because, as you can see, my shovel's not doing so great. Now that that's all done, let's work on getting these paths connected some more. I just want all these plots laid out neatly so I have a better idea of where things can go. So we have a big square plot right here, and I'm not exactly sure what I want to do with this yet. Honestly, it's enough space that it could lend itself well to something like an orchard, but I don't want to make any commitments yet. So we're gonna have to sit and think on that for a while. Now, as for the storage hall, I almost feel like it would look good in a spot around here. Yeah, I think this should be more than enough space. So if we're gonna get this build started, that means we're probably gonna have to collect a few resources. And what better way to begin than by chopping down some spruce trees? I mean, I've got this newly repaired axe after all. I've got to break it in. So I spent the rest of the evening gathering up a bunch of materials for the build. Day 120, and I've been thinking. We gotta hold the phone for a second. That phone, you see it? Hold it. While I was chopping down trees in the night, I was kind of thinking, this area, especially with the little library across, would look really cute if it was just a small little area of houses. What if I built a bigger house for myself in this spot? And then in this plot over here, we could have like a cute little garden or something that we share with our librarian villagers. I feel like that would make so much more sense for the theme of this area. So if we're gonna do that, then I can put the storage closer to the barn and the greenhouse. And honestly, that makes more sense thematically as well. Especially if we kind of incorporate the spruce and the oak and all of that stuff, we could really tie it in with this area. Now, the only problem is I've gotta fix up a little bit of this in order to get that started. But that's okay, because I think this is gonna look better in the end. Plus, at least now we have that entire area terraformed for when we need it. So the first thing I'm gonna do is bring this path over this way. And the last thing we need to do before we begin building is pick out a pallet. So as always, we got the spruce, and I mentioned earlier that I want to tie in some oak to complement the barn over there. So we've got these 2 blocks, and now I think we need 1 more block, at least for the roof. So on the barn roof, we've got this really nice red brick. And honestly, the block I had in mind to complement this area would be copper. It's got that industrial vibe to it, which would lend itself really well to farmland. Plus, when it oxidizes, it has that really cool bluey green color to it, which I think would actually suit this area quite nicely. Now, the downside to copper is you gotta smelt it, and it takes a while to oxidize. So it looks like we're spending day 121 in the caves. There's tons of copper around, so gathering as much as we need shouldn't be much of an issue. This whole smelting situation kind of reminded me that I need to get a lava farm set up at some point as well. Do we side quest before we build the storage? Or do we get the storage done first? I'm really bad at time management, so I don't know. Once I had gathered up a good amount of copper and coal, I went back up to the surface. On my way back to the base, I saw a stray iron golem, so I gave him a few hits. I think when I have the spare time, I need to work on spawn-proofing that area a little bit more. I really didn't think over the location of the farm. When I got back to my base, I made some extra furnaces so I could smelt as much copper as I could. A little bit in here, a little bit in there, and now we just wait for the stuff to cook. To keep myself busy, maybe I'll go trade some iron with the villagers. Oh no, not again. He already looks pretty low though. Maybe I could just give him a little tap. Just a little. Oh no. No! Oh no, I died again. Oh, I deserved that. Okay, I hereby promise that I will no longer mess with the iron golems like that. Maybe. After spawn-proofing the area a bit more, I gathered up some iron to trade with the villagers. Well, the good news is I have enough emeralds to buy myself another book. And that made it all worth it. We're of course gonna put mending on the shovel because it has seen better days. Now I'm gonna name it Shovel Me Timbers. Like the pirate, arr, shiver me timbers. Except, this is not a pirate 100 days in any capacity. I'm farming, so I don't know why I did that, but I did, and we're stuck with it now. It's day 122, and I would like to put everything that happened last night behind me. Listen, I'm just really embarrassed that happened twice already, and the farm's not working. It's just an entire mess, but hey, we're doing what we can here. So we've gotten a decent amount of copper so far. I'm just gonna plop all of these in these flat spots and hope it oxidizes quickly. While we're waiting for all that copper to oxidize, I think we can begin working on the storage room. Okay, let's start by getting a footprint in place. I think a footprint around this size should probably be fine. We can get some double chests along here and along here. So with that done, I think we can now get the beams up. But before we do that, I just want to try something. I got a comment in my last video saying that I could strip spruce on this cutting board. And I want to see if it works because that would make things so much easier. Maybe with a different tool. Whoa! Tree bark. What? So wait, if I put the spruce in my offhand, this changes everything. This is so quick and it barely even affects the durability of the axe. I'm so sorry, I forget who commented that on my last video, but whoever did, thank you so much again because this is a huge time saver. Plus, we got some tree bark and I don't know exactly what you can do with it, but it says we can make compost and paper out of it. Very cool. Day 123 came around and I began putting up the structure of the storage house. And in between the beams, I'd like to go with some oak. Now the question is, what kind of design do I want to go for? Ooh, I kind of like the brick style ones. I think I might try these. So I spent the afternoon putting up the walls. So the structure's all in place and I think it's looking good so far. Oh look, the build inspector's here to check things out. And what do you know? They think it's perfect. Once the walls were in place, I got to work on the roof. The footprint of the build is pretty wide, so I'm going to use slabs for a softer sloped roof. I don't want this build being too high up, so I think this will make it rest at a good height. I spent the rest of the day gathering up the copper that had oxidized and placing more down. It's a beautiful morning on day 124, and I think I can finally get this copper roof up. That seems like a good amount of slabs. But then again, I'm like really bad at math and I'm always off base with how much I actually need, so we'll see. I'm also gonna add some spruce strips to break up the copper a little bit. I ended up having to use some copper that wasn't quite oxidized yet, but that's okay. It will weather in due time, and also it's the back of the build. No one's gonna see that. So the roof's all in place, now we just need to pop out a couple of windows, and the structure's all done. Now, as much as I'd like to decorate this thing, I kind of feel like maybe I should begin by working on the interior a little bit. That way I can easily work through the night without mobs bothering me, and I'm one step closer to getting better storage. I tried doing a floor pattern with this spruce and oak, and I actually think it looks really cute. But I just realized it might get covered up a little bit because of all these chests. So I might have to make some adjustments. Day 125 came around and I was still working on the storage barn. So just as I suspected, I ended up covering up the floor pattern a bit. I think if I replace these planks with something else, and then bring in the trim by one block, then that should fix it. There we go, that's looking better. So all of the chests are in place, now all I really need to do is label all of them and organize my stuff. Also, I think it's time for you to go. You've checked this place over, you said it's fine, so yeah, just go, please. So I spent the rest of the evening labeling all of my storage. It's always a little bit of a puzzle trying to figure out how exactly you want to organize your storage, but I honestly really enjoy doing this type of stuff now. It's very relaxing. Day 126 came around, and I was still working away on getting the storage organized. So most of the chests are pretty much labeled. I have a couple of extra ones because honestly, I just have more space than I actually need. But it's all organized in a way that makes sense to me, and I think we're pretty much good to go. Now all I have to do is finish decorating this area, and of course begin organizing the mess of my inventory. So I began with the more difficult task of organizing all of my stuff. The sooner I get it done, the better I'll feel. I am very thankful that I have this backpack on me because it means I have double the amount of storage that I can carry around. Because I'm having to do quite a bit of back and forth. Day 127, and I was still working away on organizing the storage. I honestly have way more stuff than I realized. So it's taking quite some time to chip away at, but I think I'm making really good progress. I pick up the stuff, I put the stuff away. It's that simple. Day 128, and check this out. Look at how organized everything is. Isn't this a thing of beauty? It's remarkable. But yeah, this probably should have been done in the first 100 days. But hey, here we are now. Everything's all organized and ready to go. Seriously though, this is gonna make things so much easier going forward. There were actually a lot of things I didn't realize that I had because everything was just such a mess in all of these old storage bins. So all of the stuff in the main house is cleared out, and now all I have are a couple chests here and there that I need to figure out. But that's okay because that's busy work I can do over the course of an evening. Now I've got myself a nice little workstation inside the storage room. However, we definitely need to finish fixing this place up. So I'm going to spend some time decorating this area to finish up the build. What if I did a little area beside the building where there's like a giant stockpile of storage bins? I feel like that would be a really cool decorational item on the side of the building. Hello? What is going on? Oh! What was that, sir? Who are you? Why are you selling all of this stuff? I honestly don't really need this stuff, but I kind of like having you around because you're dealing with all of the mobs. You know what, dude? You can stay. Day 129, and I was finishing up the decorations on the storage barn. Let's pop down some crates of fruits and vegetables because we are a farm after all. Then I just need to add some decorations to the front of the build, and then I think we're good to go. So let's get a couple planters out front and these trapdoors that actually kind of match the roof. Let's bring some grass back around here. And I have a couple more details to add, like window shutters and lanterns, but this is looking pretty good. So I built the little storage area off to the side here, and I basically made little pallets with a bunch of storage bins, overstock of crops, some stacks of logs, and I even found a cheese press. Listen, I don't know why I added it here, I just thought it would look cool in a little junk pile, but this also means that I can make cheese, and I love cheese, so we're definitely gonna have to do that. All right, let's go over to our super amazing and incredibly efficient iron farm to see if I can make some lanterns. Doesn't seem to be any iron golems around. Could this possibly be working? I got a stack in a bit. This is incredible. Yes! This is the most I've gotten so far. We'll trade a little bit of it with our villagers, and the rest I'm gonna use to decorate. So I spent the rest of the evening puttering away and putting some more decorations up. All of that decorating brought us into day 130, and I think this storage room is all done. So in addition to this little storage area I have on the side, I basically just added a bunch of decorations to the front. I wanted to keep it really cute and simple, so I added lots of vibrant flowers, some lighting, and over on the side I just added in a little wall of lattice. This is such a simple little detail, but I actually think it looks really cute. And as for the inside, that is kept pretty much the same because I didn't want to make it too messy and disorganized in here, because after all, I spent so much time organizing this storage. Just wanted to look clean and tidy. And with this all done, I think we can begin working on another task. Now the next thing on our list is the bee farm. However, I'm getting pretty hungry, and my food supply is starting to run low. So I think today I'd like to focus on farming some crops and making some nice meals. It's been a while since we've done the fun little farming tasks, and I've really missed them. So I spent the afternoon gathering crops and replanting them. So along with the crops, I also gathered up a bunch of meat as well. Now let's see what we can make with some of these ingredients. Ooh, what about a hearty beef stew? We have all the ingredients for it, and all we really have to do is throw it in this cooking pot. So we toss some veggies in along with the beef, then we let that simmer, then we grab our little bowl and serve it up. Let's see how this tastes. Honestly, could use a little bit of salt, but not bad. Plus, I have lots more in the pot for whenever I need it. But now my sweet tooth is kicking in. So I think it's time for dessert. Can I straight up just eat the jam I made? Oh, no, it doesn't want you to do that. And you know what? I respect that. Eating jam out of the jar is gremlin behavior, but honestly, I'd do it. I spent the rest of the evening learning the craft of baking the perfect pie. Oh, I already had sugar in it. Look at that. Whoa, I have bread! I didn't even notice. So we need our sugar, our sweet dough, and some apples. Let that cook. And with that, we've got ourselves an apple pie. Now, can we place this? Let's see. You can. Oh, that is so cute. Look at that. As adorable as it is, I also want to try eating it. Oh, I think I picked it up wrong. That's okay. We have another one here. Use a sharp tool to cut a piece of cake or eat it directly with your empty hand. I mean, honestly, if I wasn't making this video, I'd just eat it with my hands. But because you're all watching, I'll cut it up. It's fine. Whoa! So the apple pie gives us the benefits of reduced exhaustion and speed, but don't forget to enjoy it in moderation. I'll do what I want, okay? Oh, I can't eat it because I'm not hungry. It's fine. I shouldn't be eating sweets so late before bed anyway. It's a fresh new morning on day 131, and I'm gonna tuck away some of these apple pie slices so we have a good snack for the work ahead of us today. So the next project we have to work on is the bee farm. The idea I had in mind was making an orchard behind the greenhouse, and within that orchard we could place a bunch of beehives and flowers. But in order to make this vision come to life, we also need to fix the terrain, which requires a shovel, which is not in the best of shape. So I think we better make a trip to our skelly farm before we get anything started. I spent the rest of the day at the skeleton farm, gathering up XP to repair the shovel. Oh, I'm feeling a little peckish. Shall I eat some apple pie? I think so. Oh, what's this? Some benefits? I have sugar rush and stuffed. Does that mean I can run faster? I'm in a really small space right now, but I feel like I'm zooming. All right, my shovel's pretty much fully healed. I think I'm satisfied with that, so I'm gonna head home. It is the morning of day 132, and I think I'm gonna start the morning off right with some bread for breakfast. Now, did this affect my levels at all? Hey, I got a little bit of sugar. There we go. We're making progress. That delicious breakfast has given me the energy I need today to start on the orchard. So I spent the entire day terraforming the area behind the greenhouse. It's a beautiful morning on day 133, and I think I got most of the terraforming that I'd like to done last night. I didn't really want to push this terrain too much further because the fall off was starting to feel a little bit too steep, especially so close to this lake. But this should be more than enough room for us to work with. So if we're going to be making a little orchard, we need some trees. And the ones I had in mind were these ones over here. I'm pretty sure these are apple trees. Oh wait, what? This is a cherry log. Well, this changes everything because we can plant these ones as well. Let's see if we can get a sapling. Yes, perfect. Oh, there's another tree over there. Okay, this one's a little bit different. Yeah, this is the apple log, which I already have. Now, out of curiosity, what do these look like? Ooh, okay. This one looks a lot like oak, but the cherry one's nice to have because I haven't found mangrove yet. Before I went back to the farm, I explored a little bit more to find a couple more trees to make sure I had enough saplings for the orchard. So I'm back home with the saplings, and I think now I can start lining up where the trees are gonna go. I actually didn't end up finding any more cherry trees. I only found apple, but that's all right. I can probably get more saplings from the ones that we have. Let's grab some bone meal and see if the spacing looks good. Whoa, what? That is definitely not what I was expecting to happen. And also the last thing that I need. Oh no. Oh no. What about this one? Oh God. Why did I even try? Oh no. I think I'm just gonna have to take these down. I'm wondering if they grew taller because I spaced them too closely. I don't know. The first one was fine though. So unfortunately, I had to spend the rest of the evening tearing down these giant trees. Day 134, and I think it's safe to say I will never have to go look for an apple tree ever again. Well, that was a huge mess to clean up, and I never want to do that again. So how about I try spacing this out again a little bit differently this time? Now, is it perhaps possible? Whoa! What? I can pluck apples from the tree? That's so cool. Okay, anyway, is it possible to maybe block the height from going up so high by placing a layer of dirt over top? I'm also going to space these out a little bit more too. Okay, it doesn't work with the dirt in the way. Now, do I just take away the dirt and hope the issue is just the spacing and it won't happen again? I feel like this is going to go horribly wrong, but I just need to know. And let's... Oh, no! I should have seen that one coming. Well, looks like I've got my work cut out for me. Well, I'm never doing that again. Guess I'm going to have to make this orchard out of custom trees. I just have to know, though. I need to test these trees in an open space one more time. Because, like, what is going on here? Okay, no, yeah, that's not looking good either. So something's up with the apple tree saplings. I don't know what it is. They kind of grow in really weird shapes sometimes. I don't necessarily trust them. Think I'm just gonna have to make these on my own. The only thing I don't understand though is that I have apple leaves, but they don't have any apples on them. Maybe if I plant the leaves from the trees, they'll eventually grow. I don't know. Day 135 came around and I was still working away on the custom trees. Okay, you know what? This actually looks really cute. I just want to get a row of cherry trees placed over here, and then I think we're good to go. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing that I did with the apple tree because honestly, I don't really trust these things. Oh, so what? You'll grow just fine, huh? Honestly, at this point, I've kind of committed to the ones I'm making, so it's fine. Once I had all of the resources I needed, I finished building the rest of the trees in the orchard. Yeah, I think this is perfect. I actually really like the difference in texture between the apple tree and the cherry tree. It just helps set them apart a bit. So now really all we have to do is wind a path through the orchard and decorate it with some flowers and of course the bees. And I think just a small path through the trees will do the trick. Yeah, this is looking good. Another thing that we could do is also connect the path right by the greenhouse over here. Perfect, now it's all connected to each path we have. Day 136 came around and it was time to decorate the orchard. So let's start by texturing the ground a bit. Next, I think I'm gonna want some crates of apples. And luckily we have this giant orchard tree nearby that I can pluck apples from. Looks like this tree came in handy after all. So let's craft up some of these crates. Ooh, I didn't realize these were more like bags. Very nice. After that, I placed some fencing down to border off the orchard. This type of fence was pretty expensive to make and I ended up running out. So I spent the rest of the day replenishing my supply of spruce. On day 137, I continued decorating the orchard. Decorating has honestly taken me quite a bit of time because honestly, I'm just having fun crafting all of these little items. The options for decorations are endless. On day 138, I was putting up the finishing touches on the orchard. And I think this is looking really cute. So I just wanted to make it as cluttered and cozy as possible. So I added in a bunch of storage, a bunch of these apple bags, and I wanted to add some tools that would be used in an orchard. So I figured there'd always be a wheelbarrow, an apple press, and of course a chopping block. So with all of this in place, all we need now are the bees. And because I destroyed the only hive that was around our farm, I've got to go on a bit of an adventure. So I began by searching through the forest near our farm. I am having no luck at all. I've been searching for so long and still haven't come across anything. So I think I'm going to try to go a little bit further. Is that a flower forest? Oh, I sure hope so. Because if it is, then we are in luck. Is that a bee? I swear I just saw one. There's one. Oh, hi. Hello. Where's your bee nest? I don't know where you came from. Oh, there it is. Okay, I'm going to campfire this just to be safe. Because I need some honey so I can make a hive later. And there's no honey. That's okay. That's okay. Waking up on day 139 brought me the surprise of not one, but 2 bees. I'm going to try to get one in the boat and the other can tail behind. There we go. So I made the journey home with my 2 new bee friends. Sorry, what were your names again? Oh, Bethany and Frank. Got it. All right, we're almost home. Wait a second. I already have a beehive. I forgot I did that. Well, this is perfect. I don't even remember making that if I'm honest. And right this way over to your new home. I'm just gonna put you in the greenhouse for now. Oh, one at a time. You're both kind of like bumping into each other. If you both literally just go single file, there we go. It took you a second to figure it out, but we're all good. For that, I am gonna give you both flowers. So we can get a baby bee. Look at it. It's trying its best. It's so cute. Look at it. It's so small. I did it. I have bees and I didn't kill a single one. Today's a good day. So I'm just gonna put the beehive in here for now. And what I'm gonna do is populate the bees in the greenhouse. And then once we have enough, I'll put some hives outside in the orchard so we can have some flying around out there as well. It is now day 140 and we have completed the 3 tasks that I wanted to get done. And boy, oh boy, does it feel good. But that means we've got to decide what we're gonna do next. So one thing that I really think we would benefit from is a lava farm. We're still having to go down into the caves to collect coal for fuel. And honestly, at this point, I've grabbed most of the coal that's actually in here. Plus, caving sometimes eats up a lot of our days, and I'm sick of dealing with these stinky mobs. So I think a small lava farm should do the trick. Now that sort of build kind of feels like it would fit in the area where the mining outpost is. It's not going to be too big of a build, so I feel like somewhere within this space would actually be perfect. So I got to work on flattening the terrain around the area. Once the area was all cleared up, I began placing down a deep slate footprint. I'm also going to use a similar pallet as the blacksmith we have beside us, because that'll help give this area a little bit of a theme. Day 141 came around, and I continued building up the lava farm. Now let's get some dark oak slabs for the roof. I want this to be one of those like really slanted rooftops. I don't know what this style is called, I kind of forget, but that is the vibe that I'm going for. And let's fill in the rest of the roof with some deep slate. That will also complement the trim that we made for the footprint. And now we just need to add some details. I mean, if we're putting lava in this build, I feel like there's gotta be some sort of exhaust, right? It can't possibly be safe otherwise. Then let's toss down some logs for some fuel that we'll never use because we're using lava. And we can't forget a little path. I spent the morning of day 142 finishing up the decorations on the build. Alright, I think that's looking good. Now I just need to actually build the lava farm and then we'll be good to go. So for the lava farm, we need to lay down a couple cauldrons. Then we place some dripstone blocks over top, get some pointed dripstone underneath, and then I'm going to toss down some glass to keep the lava contained. And now we just need our lava, which I've got one bucket of already, and I've got some water buckets that I could fill up too. So let's go ahead and scoop some up and plop it in here. And after going back to fetch a little bit more lava for the lava farm, this puppy is up and running. I mean, it hasn't filled up yet, but we've got to give it time. It's a slow process, but in the end, it is worth it. It's now day 143 and I have just a little bit more work that I want to finish up on this lava farm. We have a whole empty space here that I think will be perfect for some smelters. Now, I'm not going to go full auto smelting, but I think I'd like to at least get some hoppers that will feed our smelted items into a chest. That will make our lives a little bit easier. So I'll pop down some furnaces and feed these hoppers into a chest. So let's test this thing out and see if it'll work. I'm gonna drop one piece of coal into each one. Then let's burn a piece of cobble and see what happens. Okay, it's all feeding into the chest. Let's go. So that works. Well, with all of this done, I would say that our lava farm is complete. Really, all we have to do is wait for the lava to fill the cauldrons and we've got ourselves an infinite supply of fuel. Wow, look at how efficient we're getting here. Now comes the not so fun part, cleaning up my entire mess from building. It's day 144 and I think it's a day to putter around a little bit more. Our tools aren't exactly looking good and I was kind of hoping to maybe get an unbreaking villager. So let's see if we've got any more iron in here. Okay, not bad, not bad. And let's get some trades going. Toss our emeralds and iron aside. And wait, oh, I forgot. I still have a villager in here. Perfect. I was expecting to have to go out today. Amazing. I think I'm gonna have to tear down this nook to get the villager in. That's okay, because I'll still incorporate the shelves into this little setup. So let's pop down a lectern and place our villager. And now all I have to do is roll. Hopefully not for eternity. And after lots and lots of cycling through trades, I finally landed on Unbreaking. It's not even that expensive, honestly. Okay, I'm gonna buy one precious copy, first edition of Unbreaking, and let's get this on one of our tools. Honestly, it's gotta be the axe at this point. Ooh, that is an expensive enchantment, but you know what? It is worth it. Oh, whoops, I broke something. So I think it's time we bring this thing over to the skeleton farm again. The good news is, now that we have Unbreaking on this tool, we won't really have to do this as often as we are right now. Unless I start like chopping down trees all day, every day, and never stop. But I don't think I'm gonna do that, so we're probably good. It is day 145, and I think I'm ready for some more adventure. I would love to begin a new project soon, but there's just some blocks that I don't have access to yet that I would really like to use. Now, I really want to build with some terracotta, and I never came across the Mesa biome. However, we did come across a jungle, and usually next to the jungle is a desert or a mesa. So I feel like I should try my luck over there and explore a little bit more. So I set off in that direction to go find a mesa. Is that a pine tree? I have been looking for one of these for so long. I really hope it is. It is. This type of wood is required for a lot of the items in the Meadow mod pack, so I haven't been able to make all of the items just yet, but now I can. Once I grabbed some saplings from that tree, I kept going in the direction of the jungle in hopes that I would find a mesa or a desert. Oh, I see cactus. Please tell me this is a mesa. Yes! I found one. I'm so happy. Whoa, look how cute the cactus looks too. Oh, I love that. I'm gonna grab a bunch of it as well because I always tend to use it for green dye. Exploring the mesa brought me into day 146, and I think it's time to start gathering up some resources. Okay, my pickaxe isn't doing so hot, and you know what? Yep, that's totally on me. I probably should have checked that over before I went on an adventure, but that's okay. If we need to get an iron pick or anything, we will. I just got really excited and I ran off without even thinking. It's okay though. Okay, I think this is gonna be the last little bit that I gather, because yeah, that doesn't look good. I'm really cutting it close with this one. I'm happy with the amount of terracotta I ended up with anyway, so it's all good. So I think I'm gonna grab a bunch of sand and some more cactus, and then probably head home. Sandstone is definitely another block I've been wanting to build with, and I think that's a pretty good amount of stuff. I think I'd like to go home now. I wore jeans and sweater to a desert, so I think you can all understand how sweaty I am right now. It is day 147, and now that we're home from our adventure, we can work on a project around the farm. Except that pickaxe, yeah, that's banned from being used until I get mending on it. So there's a couple things we need for this farm. I still need to make my house, which is going to be a huge project. I still want to build a bakery somewhere near the orchard. And we also need some spots for some other animals like pigs. I'm not gonna lie, I feel a little bit bad that I've neglected to make a home for the pigs that have been hanging around the plains. So I'm kind of thinking it would be nice to build one around here where the barn is. All right, let's get rid of some of this field. And I don't think this thing has to be really big or anything. I just want a cute little spot to have like a messy little pig pen. Something about this size should do the trick. Now I'm curious to see how this pine wood would look as a roof. The color and texture of it is really nice. I just need to gather a little bit more so I can finish up the roof. Day 148 came around and I was still working on the pig pen. Sir, please, don't make me do it. Whoops, I fell. Now that the structure's all in place, we just need to add some decorations. And dirt. Lots and lots of dirt. This is a pig pen, of course, so it's gotta be messy. We'll plop down some storage, add a little bit of grass and flowers for some texture, and last but not least, we gotta get some carrots for them. It is their favorite food after all. Day 149, and here is our rough and tumble pig pen. And now all we need to do is get our little friends and bring them on over to their new home. I've seen pigs around here somewhere. Oh, there's one right now. Look at that. Come on, fella. Right this way through this gate, my friend. Oh, you were so quick and snappy. Here's a carrot. Stay put, friend, because I am going to get you a couple more pals, and then you'll be good to go. I see ya over there. Oh, there's another one too. Why are these pigs running so fast? I swear they are like the fastest moving animal in this game. Just hop the fence here, why don't you? And you're good to go. Welcome to your new home, my friends. Hope it's cozy for you. Now, last but not least, I'm gonna leave you all with a couple crates of carrots. Please help yourself to snacks and beverages whenever you need them. You are adorable. Look at his big old head. You've got a huge noggin, dude. Well, there we go. My conscience weighs less heavy knowing I made a spot for the pigs. After I finished the pig pen, I had some time left in the day, so I decided to start trading up some iron with the villagers in hopes to get a mending book. We're not quite there with the emeralds just yet, but we're getting pretty close. Since I didn't have anything else to trade to the villagers, I decided to pay a visit to the bees. There ended up being some honey in the hive, so I sheared it for some honeycomb so I could make another hive and put it in the orchard. In the evening, I checked on the iron supply and managed to get enough emeralds for a mending book. And would you look at that? We have made it to day 150. We've accomplished quite a lot. And the best part is, there's still lots more to do. So I wanted this day to be like a celebratory, fun day where we start a new big project, but I'm not sure that's gonna happen. I really need to get mending on this diamond pick, like really bad. And I think this day might actually need to be spent at the skeleton farm repairing it. Ooh, how fun and exciting. Honestly, I'm really happy I built this within the first 100 days because it's actually come in handy. So I spent the day at the XP farm hitting the toes of the skellies to repair the pickaxe. And in celebration of day 150, I did a little dance. It is now day 151, and I think it's time we get a big project started. I've been helping Marcel run this farm for quite some time, and I think it's finally time I treat myself to a bigger house. I am gonna have to compromise by living next to the stinky villagers, but hey, sometimes you gotta make sacrifices. So I want this house to still have like farmhouse vibes. but I definitely want it to be a lot less cabiny than my starter home, so I think incorporating some blocks like terracotta into the mix would look really nice. Yeah, I think a palette like this gives really good cottagecore farmhouse vibes. And luckily I had some pretty good stock of everything I needed to begin building this thing. Now another block that I would like to incorporate into this palette is some stone brick. I think it would fit the cottagecore aesthetic really nicely if we built a patio and our footprint out of it. In order to get started on the house, I had to wait for all the cobble to get smelted into stone. So I spent the rest of the evening terraforming the area to give myself some more space. It's a rainy morning on day 152, but that's not going to stop me from building. So I'm going to get things started by building up the footprint and the patio. This house is definitely going to be a much bigger footprint than my starter house, because I want to be able to fit in stuff like a dining room, a little living area, and a proper bedroom. Alright, the placement looks good, and I think that's also a good size for the footprint. Now we just have to get our beams and walls in place. And as a surprise to no one, I needed a little bit more spruce for the beams, so I spent the remainder of the day chopping down trees. Day 153 came around and I continued working on the structure of the house. I've just got to get the second floor beams up and then I should be good to start filling in the walls. Alright, all of that's done, which means I can start filling this in with some terracotta. I really hope I have enough of this stuff. I also have a ton of plain terracotta, which I can easily dye, so I think I should be good. So I puttered away for the day, putting up the terracotta walls. You know, I may have done that thing where I didn't do the math right, and I may have underestimated how much terracotta I would actually be using. I may have done that. Okay. I most certainly miscalculated how much terracotta I would need. Big surprise there. Who's even shocked at this point? Me? Bad at math? Huh? Honestly, the worst part is I don't even have that much left to fill in. But I was also planning on using terracotta for some other builds, so I think I've got to run back to the Mesa real quick. So I spent the morning of day 154 going on a little bit of a surprise adventure. Honestly, the Mesa's not even that far from my farm. It is just the most mountainous terrain I have to walk through. And that definitely makes things a little bit more difficult. Whoa! You saw nothing. Yay, I made it. And now to collect as much terracotta as I can. I ended up camping out in the Mesa, so on day 155, I traveled home. Okay, I found a river that kind of connects to an ocean by my farm, and honestly, I think this way was a lot easier than the last route I took. Well, at least I know that for next time, because with how bad at math I am, there very well could be a next time. Alright, I'm back at home, and we still have some daylight left, so I think I can make some good progress on this build. Yay, I got the structure done, let's go. So that means we can now get started on the roof. I'm going to start off with some slabs so it has a softer slope going up, but then I think I'm going to add some height and make it a little bit more steep towards the middle. I don't know exactly what style or shape this is called, but it almost looks barn-like in a way, and it kind of helps give that farmhouse vibe. So I spent the rest of the day building up all of the roof trims on the house. Day 156 came around and I got straight to work on the house. So this is what the roof is looking like right now, and I think it is perfect for this build. Now I just have to fill it in and then we'll be good to go. So I think to maintain that cozy farmhouse vibe, I'm gonna go with an oak roof. And since this roof line is so long, I'm also gonna add some strips of spruce to help break it up a bit. Filling in the roof pretty much took the rest of the day. So the roof's all in place and the structure's pretty much done. Once all the detailing's done, I think this is going to be the perfect cozy home. Day 157 rolled around and I began detailing the house. I think I'm going to put up a little overhang on the porch because it would be nice to be able to spend some time out here on warm days and be shaded from the sun. Then we can get some nice railings around the edges. And let's frame up this patio a bit by getting a wall of hedges in front of it. And finally, I'll toss some fencing down in front of that to close it off. I started day 158 off by cooking up a bunch of baked potatoes in the smelter because I needed a quick and easy breakfast. Listen, I'm a busy gal, I got stuff to do, I need a handheld snack. We're making a lot of good progress on this house, but there's still quite a bit of detailing to be done on the exterior, and of course, filling out the entire interior. So I've got a full day of work ahead of me. Alright, this is really picky, but now that I have these windows in, I almost feel like the roof could come down by one block. Seems a little bit too steep up at the top here. I spent most of the day fixing up this roof line. It's one of those details where it probably could have been left alone, but overall it just kind of felt like it was throwing off the balance of the build, so I'd honestly rather just fix it up and have it be done right. Yeah, I think that looks a lot more balanced. It was just a little bit too high before. Once the roof was all fixed up, I had a little bit of time left in the day, so I continued decorating the exterior. Day 159 came around, and oh look, wow, the circus came to town. I guess I have no choice but to be a supporting act in this, so here, wow, let me show you my magic trick. Do you like it? Geez, I don't know what their problem was. Oh, I think I know what it was. Get good. That's what it was. So after that whole debacle, I continued decorating the exterior of my farmhouse. Okay, we're getting there with the exterior. I think it's really come together. Except the one thing I think this thing is missing is honestly a big old chimney. I did want to incorporate some brick into the build, so that would be the perfect opportunity. However, I've pretty much run out of brick and clay. So I think we're due for a quick trip over to the lush cave. Yay, I love going down here. There's just so many nice mobs who are trying to kill me at all times. So fun. Okay, I just need to get some clay and then I need to get out of here. Alright, I think that's a pretty good amount. I'm ready to get out of here. Ow, stop it. Why do you have surprisingly good aim? Please, I just want to go home. Ugh, back on the surface. I need to stress eat a potato. Day 160, I'm back from the lush caves, and let's get all of this clay in the furnace so we can make our bricks. And while we wait for that, I'm gonna keep decorating the house. Now it's time for my favorite bit of decorating, which is adding in all of the little items like stockpiles, lights, crops, just all the fun little details that really make builds come to life. I think we can now get a path going up to the front of the house, as well as to the side where the lean-to is. Day 161, and I've given a lot of time for those bricks to accumulate. Oh yeah, I think we've got more than enough. So now all we have to do is craft these into bricks, and then we can make our mega chimney. I think it would look good if it started in this corner. So let's start building this all the way up, and I think to about this height should be good. So I built this up, and I think that's the perfect height, but I kind of forgot that I don't have a way down now. Except look at the view from up here. This looks so cool. Okay, but like, how do I get down from here? I think I'm just gonna have to drop. Oh gosh. There was something about hitting two things on the way down that was really embarrassing. All right, let's go back up so we can get the campfires on the chimney. I'm not gonna do 4 because that would be a lot of smoke. So I think I'm just gonna put 2 in and get rid of these. And that should be good. And last but not least, let's frame this up with some leaves. Ah, yeah, look at this giant farmhouse. That is a thing of beauty. Just don't go inside because it looks pretty terrible in here. But that's okay because just use your imagination. Think about all of the possibilities of how cool it could look. Building up the structure of the house required quite a few resources, so I spent the rest of the day replenishing all the spruce I had used. I feel so smart right now because I used the scaffolding to climb the tree so I don't have to make like those awkward tree staircases like I was doing before. But it's making me think, wow, why didn't I think of this before? It's okay, I got here in the end, didn't I? Day 162, and all of this hard work building the house has made me so hungry. I think I'm due for a good meal again. So my diet has been a little bit more balanced lately. Before it was all proteins and vegetables, but I've introduced some grains and sugars. Some of the stuff looks really good, but it requires things like sweet berries, and I don't think I have those yet. Plus, I'm a little bit lazy and I don't want to go to the taiga today. Ideally, I'd like to use the stuff that I have at my disposal. I don't know. There's a salad. When I was growing up and eating family dinners, my mom would always be like, "Eat your salad, it's good for you." So you know what? I'll do it. I'll make a salad. I did, after all, eat like 62 potatoes the other day, so I probably do actually need the nutrition from a salad. So you know what, Mom? You were right all along. The salad's good for you. We've got some beets, we've got some tomatoes, we've got some cabbage. Get yourself a nice little vinaigrette, and you've got yourself a good salad. And look at that, a heart popped up, so that means it's good for me. Except I did have to eat like 3 of them in a row in order to feel full, so I'll take a point off for that. But other than that, it was pretty good. Except I kind of forgot the whole thing was that I was supposed to start introducing fruits and sugars into my diet, which I obviously didn't do at all. But you know what? That's fine. I'll just start eating like 100 slices of melon or something. Excuse me? Who are you? Wandering baker. Oh, what? Oh, you sell oat. I might actually need to buy some stuff off of you. Look at your mustache. Oh my gosh. And your little overalls. You're really cool. Oh, look at his little hair. Stop it. Stop. This dude rocks. I don't want him to go away. Okay, I'm gonna buy some oat off of this guy because I've never actually seen it before. And we'll be able to bake some really cool stuff with it. I really hope this guy doesn't leave. He is awesome. Look at him go. He's so happy. On day 163, I got back to work on the house. I got some confidence from that floor that I did in the storage hall, so I'm gonna attempt a pattern again. I don't know how it's gonna turn out though. Wow, no, that is absolutely terrible. I don't even know what I was thinking there. It's so bad. It's fine. Who doesn't love a classic floor? There we go. After I finished putting up the second floor, I began dividing up the space into rooms. I have this cute little nook at the back of the house, and I think it would look really nice as a pantry. So I'm just gonna fill it up with a bunch of crates and barrels. Day 164 came around and it was time to furnish this house. Modded is great because, of course, you get so many cool options to design with. Like, look at this. I can make a full-on dining set. It's kind of like too bad I'm not gonna have anybody to invite over though. I mean, maybe if that dude with the mustache is still here, I could just invite him. Okay, if I'm gonna have a proper dining set, then I need a little cabinet area to hold all of my fancy silverware. A dining room cabinet would certainly hold some nice cookbooks too, right? Ooh, what does this book stack look like? Oh, these are adorable. I love it. And now we just need to set the table. And lastly, we gotta get ourselves some nice art in here. Now this is a cozy dining room. Day 165 and I was starting to work away on my living room. I'm doing it. I'm splurging on a good TV. Oh look, my favorite show is on. Plus, I spent a little extra on the sound system. Nice, right? I think I just need a little side table so I can put my drinks down. I definitely need some plants to cozy up the space a bit. And of course, some plush carpet for extra comfort. All right, the last thing I'm gonna do tonight is get my bed set up because I'm getting pretty tired and I need to honk shoe. I think it is finally time I get myself a nice fancy bed. And to do that, we need to make ourselves some deluxe sheets and pillows. And we combine it all together and we've got ourselves a cozy bed. Now that looks like I'm gonna have some good sleeps tonight. We've got a good thread count on the sheets, we've got memory foam pillows, a solid mattress. I'm gonna have the best sleep of my life. That was a pretty terrible sleep. It's definitely a lot better than what I had before, but I think I may have gotten scammed a bit with these pillows. They were really uncomfortable. I paid premium for those. Well, with that though, it's day 166 now, and all I really have to do is finish up these 2 rooms and we'll be done with the house. I need some more resources first though. A lot of the furniture honestly is pretty resource intensive, so I've definitely had to make a couple more trips than I expected to restock my materials. Also, check this out. I've been eating a ton more fruit lately, and I finally got my fruits up on the diet mod. So now I have 4 max health, 2 knockback, and 2 armor toughness. So I think the balancing actually genuinely did help. I'm just super strong now. Super duper strong. Okay, so I definitely want like a cute little wardrobe area. I think that would be really nice. So we could have some drawers here, maybe some cabinets above, then close it off. Then maybe in this corner right here, I could have a bit of a reading nook. We could put a coffee table in between these chairs. And I think that looks pretty cute. Wait, what am I saying? Books. We need books. Lanterns we could put somewhere else. So let's get some carpet around the bed. And some side tables as well. Okay, I was wondering why there was a chest in this recipe. You get to open it and put stuff away. Oh, that's so cool. Well, on one table, I'm gonna put a lantern, and the other one, a nightside book. And on day 167, I continued building up the room. Got ourselves a nice selection of books. And I want to put an armor stand in here with some stuff on it, but I also have this backpack I think that can be placed. Yeah, that looks cute. Let's also get some hanging pots, put in a couple nice flowers, and we'll get a little plant in the corner here. So the last thing I want in the room is the armor stand. And let's pop that down right here. And that completes our wardrobe. Now the only problem is I don't have anything to put on it. I was kind of wondering though, is it possible to put a straw hat on the armor stand? Well, I think that means we're just gonna have to make a new one. Maybe 2, because I lost mine. So we need specifically red wool and wheat. Combine those, got yourself a straw hat. Got yourself another straw hat. Maybe one more. Maybe even a 4th, why not? My inventory's full, oh no. There we go, oh my, I feel brand new again. So let's see, will we be able to put this on the stand? You can. It is a thing of beauty. I love it. Now, I'm gonna leave the rest of that armor stand empty for now because I genuinely do need my armor. Once we have a little bit more time, maybe what we can do is start making some of these clothes. Finishing up the decorations of the house brought me into day 168, so I decided to make the last room of this house Marcel's room. I mean, come on, I couldn't just leave my pal at the old house. So I made sure to bring all of his belongings over, including the spider trophy he got when he saved my life. Well, I think this looks fantastic, and I think he's gonna love it. All right, how about we grab our pal and bring him on over? Yeah, you, come on, I've got a surprise for you. Don't you wanna see? Come on. Marcel, welcome to our new home. What do you think, buddy? Certainly a step up from our old cabin, eh? So how about we do a little tour? So if you come on in, we've got ourselves a cozy little living room. Hey, look at that, my favorite show is on. And if you're feeling peckish or need another beverage, come on into the kitchen, yep. Got ourselves a 4-seater dining room table. And if you go on in here, we have ourselves our pantry with a little calendar and all of the food you could ever possibly need. Except, no, this place does not have any working kitchen whatsoever because, you know, I kind of didn't consider that in the floor plan, but that's okay. We have that kitchen at our old cabin that we can use and then we can carry the food back here. It's all good. All right, and if we go upstairs, come on up, come on up. Marcel, don't be shy. Marcel? Where'd you go? Whoa! Marcel, how'd you get out there? Why'd you do that? It's dangerous, buddy. Come on. Come on. So we've got my bedroom over here, but Marcel, please make yourself at home because I probably will forget to use this half of the time. But I think you might like this spot over here. Ta-da! This is Marcel's zone. What do you think, buddy? Do you like it? You love it? Ah, I'm so glad to hear that. Only the best for my guy. Well, this took days and days to build, but honestly, I think it turned out really cute, and I'm super happy about it. But after all that work, I think I need some sleep. And here we are on day 169. Wow, we're making some real good progress here. Now the house is all done, however, the area around it doesn't look too great. I don't think I'm gonna work on this plot of land just yet, but I think I'd like to get some detailing around the house done. And what better way to start than, of course, getting that coarse dirt in around the edges. I'm also gonna bone meal this area and bring some grass back because we lost a lot of texture while terraforming. That's already starting to look better. Lastly, I'm gonna replant some trees. Bringing these back will kind of help frame up the build a little bit more. There we go. I think that's looking so much better. That definitely feels like it's more within the landscape now. The sun's starting to set, and I think I should spend some time organizing some of this storage. There's a lot of valuable stuff in here, and if I get it put away properly, I'll be able to use it for future builds. It is day 170, and I think we should get some small projects done around the farm. Like, fix this spider problem we have. What's going on here? Ugh. So that house was a really big project, and I'm so happy we've gotten it done because it brings us one step closer to finishing off this area. But there's a couple more things I'd like to do around here today. We have an unused plot in this section, and I was wondering what I could put here. All of our crops are contained in the area over here, and I think I'd like to keep it that way. However, we do have little lines of trees and decorative things like that I think we could kind of incorporate over here. If we were to make a row of trees similar to this, but in this plot of land, it would help frame up the area in between. So I think we should start on something like that. Oh, rain, really? All right, let's evenly plot out where these trees are gonna go. This plot's also big enough for 2 rows, which will look really good. And let's grab ourselves a couple more leaves. And now let's build these up. Since I want this area to complement what we've already built, I'm gonna keep the trees the same style. And now we sprinkle some leaves around the branches. And ooh, I think it would look really cool if we did a pathway down the middle. Oh, and I almost forgot the coarse dirt. How could I forget? Last but not least, I'm gonna pop down some of these fruit and vegetable crates. On day 171, I continue working on the patch of trees. We have a couple of crates of crops, but I think we need a couple more. So let's grab a little bit of onion, maybe some more carrots, and I just gotta taste the onion, just to make sure it's fresh. Still hits. All right, let's get some of these crates down. There we go, I think that's looking good. We still have lots of time left in the day, so I think the next thing I'm gonna do is fix up some of the paths around the new area. And one thing that we're missing are those lampposts that we placed around the base. Actually, while I'm at it, I should probably place some around the storage here. Oh, I'm so bad at placing these. There we go. Nice! Not only does this act as nice decoration, but it will light the area up a little bit more as well. Also, I think it would be a good idea to fence off this portion of the farm. This spot kind of feels like a natural stopping point to the farm, so I think having a fence here will help visually as well. It is day 172, and today I want to complete that outfit for this armor stand. This is probably one of the most useless things to spend time on, but it also looks really cool, and I just want it. So, in order to get this whole outfit obtained, there's a couple things we're gonna have to go out and get. The jeans will be no issue because we have all of these items at home. Same with the apron, that's pretty easy. However, if I want to make these nice little boots, I've got to get some rabbit hide, which means I'm gonna have to make another little trip over to that desert. Listen, my entire outfit and style depends on this rabbit hide, so I think this is really important to get. Alrighty, I see sand. Now let's go find some rabbits. Oh, there's one. Oh, I feel bad doing this. They're so cute. Oh, nope, didn't get any rabbit hide either. All because I wanted a pair of nice leather boots. Okay, I think I got some this time. So I spent some time hunting rabbits and questioning if this was really worth it. Surprisingly, rabbits really don't drop that much hide. I found that I was getting more meat than anything. I just need one more and then we're good to go. Okay, there's a bunch over here too. I think that's it. I think that's it. No, just food? Why? There we go. I got it. All right, I got all of the hide that I need and I can head home. But at what cost? At what cost? With all of that, I was ready to head home. Except I ended up taking the back way home through the jungle because there was one last stop I wanted to make. And that brought me into day 173 where I was still on my super cool top secret journey. Oh, hey, buddy. Which way to the, Oh, that way? Okay, thank you. Stop trying to listen in, it's a secret. Ah, here we are. Perfect. If you remember this biome from last time, then you might remember who I'm looking for. I think I see them. Look who it is. It's Moo Cow. I couldn't forget about you, buddy. Oh, it's so cute. All right, let's bring Moo Cow back to the farm with us. We had to leave them last time in favor of Sheepy Cow, and I think they're a little bit sad about it, but hey, they'll be all right. So with Moo Cow in the boat, I made my journey back home. I just need to know, can you pick up cows? You can. Okay, well, I kind of forgot that I had this mod. This just makes my life so much easier. I mean, I could have been doing this the entire time. And you know what the best part about this is? I'll probably forget again. Now the question is, can I swim while carrying a cow? Let's see, are we both just gonna sink? Nope, I'm just floating. This is awesome. Moo Cow, welcome to the farm. Okay, this is just getting ridiculous now. Why is there a donkey? Here, go on in, Moo Cow. Oh, Moo Cow, you're crowd surfing. What is going on? Okay, for real though, is this like glitched? I don't really know, but I kind of like it. I feel like I should leave this. I wonder, can you like stack cows on top of each other? You absolutely can. How high can this go? Oh, that's a horse. Come on. Oh, it worked. It worked! What about this one? Oh, you can. You can stack them all on top of each other. What is going on? Oh! At what point do I stop? I think I get the picture that this can go on forever. I've created a monster. Day 174 and wow. Yep. That looks ridiculous. I can't stop looking at it. They're trying to go inside, but they can't. Why is this a thing? Okay, I just need to know what happens if you like, oh, they just slowly fall down. That is so bizarre. Okay. I'm gonna unstack them because as funny as it is, it also kind of like kills the aesthetic of Marcel Farms. And we've got to keep it professional, you know? That was hilarious and probably not the last time I do that. So if we want to make all of these clothes that I found in the Vinery mod pack, we're gonna need tons and tons of wool. And we're also gonna need some red and blue dye. So we've got to dye up a bunch of red wool and some blue wool. And with all of these things combined, we can make ourselves an apron, and then we'll make ourselves these fine denim jeans. And last but certainly not least, we've got ourselves the boots. Let's see how this outfit looks. Got your shoes, got your jeans, and your apron. Okay, I actually look adorable. This is the cutest outfit I've ever seen. Look at me. I look very professional and as if I know what I'm doing. Wow, my confidence has just skyrocketed. You know, my yellow sweater really does match this outfit. Wow. So if this is intended to be the winemaker's outfit, should I be like making some cool potions and stuff? I feel like I should. Listen, I know there's other projects to do, but I also have a kitchen in my house with no bottles or anything in it. and it just doesn't look great when guests come over. So I feel like maybe I should spend a day or two, you know, just making some nice stuff. Move aside, iron armor. I don't need you anymore. I'm a proper farmer and winemaker and all that stuff. So if we're gonna make some fancy little drinks, I think we need to start with the basics, which is going over here and plucking some grapes. So now I need to figure out what I want to make. I think I want to make one of these cool potions. Levitation sounds kind of cool. Okay, well I do have all of these things. Now in order to make the grape juice, I gotta smush the grapes. Okay, I think that is sufficiently smushed. So next I think I bottle the grape juice, and I need some glowberries. So if I put all of this in an aging barrel and then add a bottle, it'll brew up a levitation potion. Can I place it? Oh, that's a cute bottle. I like that. That's fancy. Okay, I am gonna store one up here, I guess. And then this one, I have to try it. I just gotta know. How high do we levitate here? What's the vibe? All right, let's drink this. Oh, I'm floating and I'm a little scared. I am floating a lot higher than I thought I would. Can I move? I can absolutely float and move. Okay, this is really cool. Oh my, look at this. What a way to escape mobs. You know, they're coming after you and you're like, oh no, I'm so scared. Wait a second. I'm floating away. See you later, stinkies. This is actually amazing. My one concern though is, well, one, how high am I gonna go? Because it doesn't seem as though it's stopping. And two, how do I get down? Is this like a soft fall or am I just gonna plunge? Uh-oh, I'm plunging. I guess that answered my question. Day 175, and I guess I'm just gonna retrieve all my stuff here. Okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm just gonna take the rest of these out, and I really don't recommend this one. It just had a really bad aftertaste. You know what? That one will just get stored right there. All right, what else we got? Bottle of Creeper's Crush, Explosion 3. Now, does that mean, like, I'm going to explode? What does this mean? It's highlighted red, and the levitation was as well, so I'm inclined to believe that it's gonna have some weird effects, but I just have to know. So let's grab some gunpowder from our inventory. We'll pop that in with some of this taiga juice, and I think that should work? Yes. Well, let's see how this one displays too. Oh, that one's super cute. I really like that bottle. I'm probably gonna have to make another one for aesthetics, but I just have to know how this one plays out as well. Where should I do this? Because if I explode, I really just like don't want to wreck my farm or anything. So I think this one should be tested in a safe area, you know? Also, let me put some of my valuables in my backpack. All right, testing in 3, 2, 1. Here goes nothing. What? Why do these even exist? What is the point of this? This is the funniest thing I've ever done. Oh, I wish I did this sooner, honestly. So, I mean, I think I've kind of come to the conclusion that any of the ones that are highlighted in red mean it's probably gonna have a pretty bad effect on you. So maybe we should try something that will benefit me. Also, before I forget, let me make one more creeper explosion because that one is a really cool bottle. We're gonna display that. Imagine I tested that in here. I would have been so upset. Honestly, I'm kind of just going based off of what bottles look the coolest. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, blaze rod, that's out of the picture. I'm not going to the nether, but I can make some Solaris wine. I just need to get some sweet berries, which means I gotta make a quick trip over to the taiga. All right, let's grab a couple of these. Ow, hate sweet berries. Let's grab a little bit of honey. We'll combine all this stuff in the aging barrel. And this wine gives us plus 10 attack speed. Huh. Mobs, where you at? Huh? I mean, I don't really notice anything. Okay, I see. Look at my axe. Boy, am I zooming with this axe. Look at this. Whoa, look at me. Ow. Okay, well, interesting, but I don't think that's the one for me. Day 176. And before I forget, let's get this creeper wine right here, which I will never use again because that was terrifying. So I think I'm all potioned out for the time being, which means we have a full day ahead of us. And I was kind of thinking about getting a build started for our good pal Marcel. Now, he's always said that he's wanted to try his hand at managing a bakery, especially because he loves croissants and sweets. And you know what? I fully support that business endeavor. So I think we should help kickstart his business by building up a bakery for him. Plus, that means I'll have tons of treats and sweets at my disposal. It's a win-win. Now, I kind of had the idea in mind to have the bakery somewhere around this spot. That way we could attach the path going into the orchard, as well as open up one of these paths. I think this should probably be enough room for a bakery. I don't know, I might have to expand this a little bit more, even though I said I didn't really want to, because the lake is right here. But I think we could probably give ourselves a bit more space. So I spent the afternoon leveling out the area a bit. All right, I think this should be a good amount of space. Yeah, that gave us some much needed room. So now I just need to open up the path here, and I think that should be good. Now to get started on the resources for this build. So I definitely want to do like a cute stone brick outline, a little bit of a porch. Gonna need some spruce for sure. And I think I want to try making this bakery out of sandstone. And for the roof, I kind of feel like I would like to use some terracotta. However, I really want to dye it green. Now, I did bring home a bunch of cactus. There it is. Now, this is going to get us a lot of green dye. However, it might be beneficial to make a quick little cactus farm as well. But for now, I'm at least going to get started on smelting all of these materials up. It is now day 177, and while our other materials are smelting, I can start putting up the footprint for the build. I think I should shift it over just a tiny bit, just to have the entrance a little bit more in line with this path. You know what? I'm gonna use the cobble to texture instead, because I think that'll still look really nice. There we go, that's looking a lot better. So with the footprint in place and looking good, I think I can start getting these beams up. All right, let's see how all this stuff is doing in the smelter. Nice, the sandstone's done, which means I can start working on the walls. I am really hoping this is enough, but given my track record, I probably miscalculated. So I spent the rest of the evening building up the walls of the bakery. On day 178, I was still working away on putting the walls up. Yes, I had enough. I did it! I finally guessed the right amount. Here, let me try another equation. 1 + 1 equals swag. All right, now we just gotta get the roof up and then we'll be good to go. I want this roof to have a little bit more height to it, so I'm gonna use some full blocks in between stairs. Plus, that will also allow me to use the green terracotta that I wanna use. Most of the day was spent building up the frame of the roof. So the frame's all in place, and now I think I can begin filling it in with green terracotta. In between the terracotta, I'm gonna put these bands of spruce stairs. That'll help visually break things up a bit, and will also provide some nice shape. Day 179 came around, and I was still working away at the build. I also ended up adding an extension on top to give the bakery a little bit more height. This requires some more sandstone though, which I have a little bit left, but I also forgot to account for the gaps in the walls when I filled in the roof. So I don't know if I'm gonna have enough. Oh no, I am just not gonna make it. I have this much left and that's it? Are you kidding me? Okay. All things considered though, I actually did pretty good. I'll just shave off some of this weird little sand island here. And I don't think I'm even gonna bother turning any of this into smooth sandstone. I'll just repurpose some of the blocks from the back wall and then use some of this sand as texture. And there we go, the structure's all done. So I left a giant window open because I want the bakery to have like an open little market stall right here. I think that would be really cute. Now we just need a ton of detailing and then we're pretty much good to go. Day 180 came around and I began adding details to the bakery. We'll pop some glass in the window. Ooh, maybe get a window up here as well. Get some nice steps in. And you know what? I think this thing is missing a chimney. I mean, if Marcel's gonna be baking up a storm in here, then there's gotta be a chimney. And I think a brick one will complement the pallet really nicely. Just need to frame it up with a couple leaves and then it'll be good to go. Perfect. So now I have to think about what I'm gonna do for this market window. I'd like to maybe get an overhang, especially for rainy days like this, so the pastries don't get ruined. Can't have that. How does a combo of yellow and white wool look together? Yellow is Marcel's favorite color after all, so I feel like we have to include it. Oh no, that is just cute. Look at that. Plus, I think the yellow actually matches the palette quite nicely. Now let's just add some support beams and maybe a little display table like that. And I think that should be good. It is day 181 and I found something really cool. So there's these pine shutters that exist. Whoops. And as you can see, they open sideways. Isn't that cool? The texture connects together too. Oh, that is incredible. So I think I'd like to place these ones on the outside, and I had another idea for the trim around the open window. So if we combine pine wood with some glass panes, then we get these really nice looking windows. Just want to see how they look. Ooh, yep, that's a winner. That is definitely a winner. Honestly, I think I'm gonna pop these out as well, because these really give off bakery vibes. While I'm at it, I might as well just add a shutter up here too. This is really coming together. So next, I think I need to bring the path over to the bakery. Then let's wind the path over to the window as well. Then we can do a little stone trim. Once all the basic details were in place, I spent the rest of the day adding some more exterior decorations. Day 182 came around and I was still puttering away on decorating the outside. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. I can bring this path over from the orchard to connect it all. Don't think I'm gonna connect this one anymore though. I'm just gonna cover that up with some leaves. Shh, you saw nothing. Is this too much fencing? I think I might have gone a little too overboard on that. Yeah, that's better. Just felt a little bit too closed off before. Cute item alert. I repeat, cute item alert. So now that we're building a bakery, I actually have a really good excuse to build a lot of the stuff from the bakery mod. And boy, let me tell ya, is there some cute stuff in this mod pack? I mean, look at this. Isn't that sign adorable? Stop it. I really want to get started on just putting baked goods here, but I still have a little bit more decorating to do. So I'm just going to try to wrap that up really quickly because, oh boy, I'm itching to get all of the cute little baking stuff out. We just have to make this as perfect as we can, and then we can decorate with all those fun little items like the bakery sign. Okay, this is actually looking way too cute. What the heck, Marcel? What's going on? So most of the outside is pretty much done, aside from all of the baked goods. So I'm gonna spend some time getting the floors in, and I'm definitely gonna go with this pine wood. It is really nice. Alright, it's day 183, and I think I can begin working on the interior of this build. I still have to fill in some things structurally, but ideally I'd like to get the kitchen set up as well. There we go, that's looking good. So the bakery mod has some specific pieces of equipment you need in order to be able to bake everything. There's like a special oven to bake your cake, a baking station to prep all of the cupcakes and stuff. So there's a couple things that we're gonna have to make. All of those specialty stations required some materials I didn't quite have, so I spent some time gathering up some resources. Once I had everything I needed, I began crafting up all the tables. So I've got all of these cool different types of countertops and stuff for the kitchen. So maybe I could build out a little bit of an island here. Spot for the stoves. Gotta have a sink so we can wash our hands. Whoa! The tap turns on by itself. That is so cool. Another baking station. Jeez, these things are loud. Oh my. All right, I think this kitchen could do with some cabinets up top for some storage. And of course, we're gonna have to get some exhausts in here because these things are ripping. And I think that's probably enough space for the kitchen, so then I'm just gonna block it off with a giant shutter door. Day 184 came around and I was making some good progress on the kitchen, but I also needed to top up on my resources. All right, I've got the resources collected, I have things crafted, and I am ready to decorate. I have tons of extra space left, so I'm just gonna make a little storage and supply area. So I've got the kitchen right here and a little pantry pile in the corner. I feel like it's missing something. I think we need some bags of fruit to tie it all together. So how about a couple fresh bags of strawberries? And we can just pop them down here. All I need now is a little bit more shelving and some greenery, and then I think we'll be good to go. So with all of that decorating done, we are on to day 185, and this is what the interior looks like. So we've got ourselves a little front entrance with a little chest, some lighting, we've got some stockpiles for the bakery, and of course we've got a fully decked out kitchen. So with all this done, all we really need to do now is fill this place up with sweets. Now Marcel said he was gonna do that, but then he was like, oh, I'm like so busy tonight, can you do it? So I guess it's up to me. Now, in order to do some baking, there's actually gonna be some items we need to craft. There's a bunch of items that you can use to assist you with cooking or for placing the goods that you bake. And the best part is, a lot of them are placeable, so they're decorative too. Like, look at this bread box. It looks so cute. All right, I am itching to get all of this stuff placed down to see how it looks. So some of this stuff we already had in the first 100 days, like this little bread basket, but I made a bunch of other stuff that I haven't yet seen, so I'm very excited. Oh, the bread box is cute. I love that. Another new item that I made was a rolling pin, except it doesn't look like it can be placed anywhere. I'm assuming this is just to make baked goods, so I'll probably have to set that aside for now. We've also got a pan to cook with, which we used before to make jam. And most importantly, we have display cases for cakes and also cookie jars. So this is where we'll be able to display all the sweets that we make. Okay, that is adorable. But you know what would make it even better? If we actually filled it with sweets. But first, I'm gonna bring Marcel over so I can get the approval on the design. Almost 200 days in and I'm fully talking to a dog now. All right, Marcel, welcome to your bakery. Oh, yep, sure. Enter through where all the sweets will be displayed. Okay, I'm gonna have to sanitize that later. That's fine though, no worries. All right, so with all of this done, what do you say we start baking some treats? All right, let's see what some of our options are here. These look pretty complicated, but they also look delicious. Okay, what about a strawberry cake? I mean, it just takes some eggs, sugar, strawberries, some dough. How hard could it be? What, we can make pancakes too? Oh my gosh, that looks delicious. Okay, so to make dough, which is gonna be a huge component for all of this, it seems, we're gonna need some wheat or oat and yeast. Now to make the yeast, oh no, we need mushrooms. Well, I guess I better sleep because I have some adventuring to do tomorrow. On day 186, I traveled to the nearby taiga in search of mushrooms. I'm gonna grab some of these sweet berries too because I saw a lot of recipes required these. Now just to find some mushrooms. Oh, there's some. So I spent the morning and afternoon gathering up as many mushrooms as I could. Yeast is a main ingredient in pretty much all of these recipes, so I figured it'd be a good idea to gather up as much as I could. Once I had a good stockpile, I made my way back home. Alright, I'm back at home and there's still a little bit of daylight left, so I think I can get some baking started. So to make yeast, we're also gonna need some sugar. Easy enough. We got some sugar cane here. So we'll make this into sugar, and then we're gonna need some water as well. Can I just pull from here? Oh, you can. Oh, that's incredible. And then if I right click, it will just refill it. Oh, this is awesome. So let's get some yeast crafted. Oh, just one crafting recipe makes 12. Well, that makes things a lot easier. Now there's dough and sweet dough, and I think for the cakes, I need to use the sweet dough. I just need to know, can I eat this? That made me very ill. I don't recommend doing that. Oh no. Oh, that made me so sick. I don't know why I thought eating raw dough would do anything other than make me really ill, but here we are. I think I gotta sleep this off. After sleeping off the worst tummy ache of my life, that brought me into day 187, where it was time to finally bake. Okay, so, not gonna do that again. I learned my lesson, I guess. Or did I? Just kidding. I'm not gonna do it. So, with this dough, I have another component that we need for the cake. The next thing we need are some strawberries, because, well, the last ones I used were purely for decorations. And last but not least, we are also gonna need some eggs. So let's go on over to our chicken coop. We'll grab these eggs, and I think we've got everything we need. So now I just need to figure out what the heck I'm doing here. So, if I wanna make the strawberry cake, this is confusing, because this is telling me to make a blank cake and then get strawberry jam. However, if I go into the crafting table, I can just craft strawberry cake. I think there's two ways to do it. This seems like the easier way, but I also want to try out this table because this seems pretty cool. So, can I put this in a case though? Oh, I can. Oh, that's so cute. Look at the little strawberry on top. I love that. And I'm assuming I can also display it here too. Oh, that's adorable. I love it. Can I eat it? Yes, I can. It's delicious. Look at the filling. Oh, that is so cute. Wow, I did a really good job making this. Okay, I probably shouldn't be eating all of the product that I'm making, but I'm also really hungry. It's fine. I was just doing quality control. Okay, let's give this baking station a shot. So I want to see if I can make a blank cake. Oh, I see. Okay, so if I want to do it through all of these tools that I have for the bakery instead of the crafting table, I have to start off with the oven, which of course makes sense after all. And I have to combine all of this stuff in here, and then that will make me the blank cake. Okay, I'm starting to get the hang of this. So then I think I feed it with some coal. Yep. We're doing something. And then we've got the blank cake. So then from here, I combine that with some type of jam. So I'm gonna need these jars. So then I can combine sugar and sweet berries, and that will make us some jam. I'm going with sweet berry instead because we already have a strawberry cake in the display case. And now we combine the jam with the cake. We've got ourselves a sweet berry cake. Look how cute that is. That is so adorable. Oh, I love it. I'm actually having so much fun with this. I could literally do this all day. Oh, I can make bundt cakes. Okay, I'm just gonna start making up a bunch of random things just so I can have it and display it. Okay, I've got a few things here. First, I've got this braided bread. Cute, adorable, love it. And probably put that in the basket too. Yes, you can. Perfect. Once bread is in the basket, I don't know how to quite take it out. That's a bit of a problem. And also, whoops, I just broke that. Okay. Now this baguette, I can put in the bread box. Cute, adorable, love it. And then, of course, we've got ourselves the bundt cake. Honestly, it just looks like a mini log, but I'm sure it is delicious. And then I also made a waffle, which is adorable. And also, oh my gosh, you can stack them. Oh, that is fantastic. Oh, I broke them. I keep breaking things. Oh gosh. Okay, I'm gonna stack the waffles back here. And then I think I'll display a couple more things along here. On day 188, I put my apron back on and continued baking up delicious treats. So I really want to make a cupcake, which means I need some apple jam. And luckily I managed to grab tons of apples from that orchard debacle. So those bizarre trees kind of ended up coming in handy after all. So let's toss some jars in here, get some sugar, and we'll give that some time to cook up. You know, I still don't know what this rolling pin is for. All it says is that it has 2 attack damage and 2 attack speed. Like, is this thing just a weapon or... Because I haven't had to use it for dough or anything. Maybe I'll just keep this equipped to try against mobs later. All right, so I've got my apple jam. So I combine that with some sweet dough and then take this cake out, which I think I accidentally made. And then with those two combined, we've got ourselves a cupcake. You can't place it on any surface. I think it needs a cake stand. So let's pop one down. Oh. Oh, it is in there, but it's just like a little flat, which is like not what I was expecting, but you know what? It's still cute. I'll give that like a 6.5 out of 10. All right, the very last thing I'm gonna make for this bakery are some croissants, because croissants, in my opinion, are probably one of the best pastries ever. They're flaky, there's tons of butter, they're delicious. What's not to like about them? Whoa, one batch makes 8? Okay, awesome. I like how in this mod pack you actually get quite a lot out of the ingredients that you're using. Some of these recipes really aren't all that expensive. Okay, how do I display these? You can't just place them on the surface. Can I put it in here? Oh, you can! Okay, I like that. The cupcake looks a lot better when there's other stuff beside it. I wonder though, can I get croissants in a basket? You can! Oh, that's so cute! I love that! Now that's a full selection of sweets. Well, I think it's safe to say this bakery is fully stocked. So I guess, buddy, the rest is up to you. All right, goodbye, good luck. I took a croissant for the road, of course. Yo, this croissant gave me some energy. I'm zooming. I'm absolutely zooming. Bye. Let me take a look at the calendar quick. What? Day 189? How did we get here? Geez, time has really gone by. I can't believe it. So, I mean, we have added on quite a few things to this farm, and it is looking really good. Now, we have just over 10 days left, and one of the bigger projects I actually wanted to get done was working on this little patch of land right here. I know it's a small patch of land, but I feel like turning this into a park will make this area feel so much more complete. And we need to figure out a little plan for this. So I think I should first start by squaring it off a little bit more with another path. That way the plot is fully bordered off. And maybe we get a path running down the center as well. Once again, I am bad at math, so getting that in line took a couple tries. I got there in the end. So if we're gonna have a little park here, I'm kind of thinking maybe we do a little patch with a couple trees here, and then we could have a little place to sit over here. So with that plan in mind, I went over to the storage room to see what I could build. I spent the rest of the day crafting up a bunch of items for the park. Day 190 came around, and wow, it feels really weird to see that number. It's so weird how it just flies by so quickly. All right, let's get this park made. So I think in this spot I would like a tree, and then I want to surround the park with some nice stone walls. Well, I definitely didn't make enough. That's okay though, we're kind of roughing out what we're gonna do for this. So I think I'd like to get a nice little bench by this tree. And let's get one more bench facing the table. This feels like a nice spot to enjoy lunch, so I'm gonna put a little bread basket with a baguette. So I think for this section, we'll get a nice little stone and andesite path. Actually, I'm gonna change this up a tiny bit, because I think it needs just a little bit more room. It just needs to be framed up with some of the walls, but I think that looks a lot better. So let's get these walls down to see how that looks. There we go. I think that's looking really good. It is now day 191 and we still have a couple more plots to figure out. So we've got our nice area to sit right here. Now we definitely need a nice garden in this area, but I also feel like a pond could look really cool as well. Having some water in this area would also help break up all the greenery. Plus, we can't forget, we still have those 2 axolotls that need a home. So I'm gonna start carving out the shape of a pond. The axolotls won't escape, right? I do kind of fear that, but I think it should be okay. Well, there's no actual ground underneath, so I'm gonna have to fill this thing in from the bottom. I'm just gonna do my best to kind of guess what the shape should be like. And for this, I'm gonna use a mix of stone, dirt, and cobble. That should help make it look like it's been landscaped, but it's also been sitting there for quite some time. You know what? I actually didn't do too terrible with the shape. Adding in just a couple slabs and walls will definitely help shape it off a little bit more. Now we just have to fill it up with some water, and then add some detailings around the side. There we go, that's looking good. Now I have one very important question. If I name an axolotl on an anvil in a bucket, will it keep that name? Well, I guess there's only one way to find out. Day 192, and let's see if Greg will go into this pond as Greg. Oh no, there's a creeper. Please. Jeez, there's so many mobs around. Alright, let's see, the moment of truth. Oh, it's Greg. There he is, floating around. Oh, so cute. Look at him go. I love it. Well, since I fought some mobs, I actually have enough XP to name the other axolotl. So we're gonna name you Tom. And there we go. Look at them just happily zooming around. Now the only thing this needs is a couple street lamps and some walls, and we're good to go. Oh, this is starting to look so cute. I love it. It's perfect. So for the next plots, I'm just gonna draw another path right here. And we just gotta figure out what we're gonna do with these spaces. So I was kind of thinking that a little garden could look good in this patch. Maybe with some benches and like another tree. And this section's pretty small, so I'm not 100% sure what I wanna do with this yet. Now I'm all out of andesite, so I think I might have to make a quick trip back into the caves, because I need to make more of those walls. Once I had grabbed a couple stacks of andesite, I went back up and made some walls. So I'm just gonna start this area by framing up these plots. Next, I'm gonna get a little path that runs from this end over to this one. I actually really like this L shape. I think this is gonna work perfectly for a garden. So if we're gonna make a garden, I think I'd like to make a patch that's not raised and then a patch that's raised. It was starting to get dark, so I went in for the night and got some sleep. And that brings us into day 193. So I have a little patch here for some flowers, and then I think here I'd like to do a little bit of a raised garden. So for this patch, I'd like to do an assortment of different flowers. And then for this one, I think a sweet berry garden would look good. Then we just close it off with a couple trap doors to make it look like a garden bed. And I think that's good. I think it would look really nice if there was a stone trimmer on the gardens. It will also help make this area look a little bit more clean and polished. Making the trim kind of carved out a good spot for another flower bed. And for this one, I think I'm gonna plant a bunch of rose bushes. And let's sprinkle a couple smaller flowers in between. There we go, this is looking nice. And finally, in this corner, I think I'm gonna add another tree. We'll bring in just a touch of coarse dirt. Add our street poles. Ooh, I just realized that these could go on top of these walls. That kind of changes things. I think I like that more, actually. Because then the wall connects and looks a little bit more complete. Yeah, that looks so much better. All right, I'm gonna reconnect all this stuff and fix it up. Day 194, and look at the view from the window over here. That is so cute. So we just have one more spot to fill out and then we're good to go. So we have our nice garden, pond, and we have a really nice sitting area. So most of the bases are actually covered for this park. I'm almost wondering if I should just make like a cute little picnic area for this spot. That way we could also implement some like bakery decorations and cute little items like that. I feel like that would be a good use of this space. Now, if we're going to do that, we definitely need some wool for a blanket. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna layer the wool and the carpet together so it makes it look like the blanket has more texture. And that way we'll also be able to place items down on top of it. I feel like if we're gonna have a picnic area, we're gonna need a little spot for shade. Although I don't wanna do too many tall trees, because that's just gonna start creating obstructions. What if we made something like one of those trees? I feel like that could fill the space nicely. We'll pop down some little flowers around the tree, bring around this wall. Now all we really need in this spot are some items for a nice picnic. So I spent the rest of the day baking up treats and making items for the picnic. Day 195 came around, and I've got lots of cute little treats I can put down by the picnic blanket. So I'm gonna pop down another bread basket, put some braided bread in there, and of course, we gotta have the sweets. So I'm gonna put a cake here, and maybe to go with the bread, we'll get some nice jam, apple jam, if you will. And of course, if we have all these sweets and we've gotta get some cups and drinks around, you've gotta stay hydrated on those warmer days. And with a couple more flowers placed, here is our picnic area. I think this is looking great. I mean, we have all the snacks in the world. We've got beverages, we've got a cozy blanket, bring a copy of Twilight with you, and you're all set for a great day. So that means the park area is all complete, and I think this looks really nice. I'm happy I ended up putting these lights on the walls because I think they just fit the space so much better, and I think dividing it into little parkettes really worked out. Got our little garden area right here. We have the pond where the axolotls are just chilling. We have our picnic spot. And finally, we have a cute and cozy shaded spot under a tree. You know, I could just sit here forever and watch the world go by. Actually, wait, what am I saying? I can't. I have stuff to do. I think for the rest of the day, I'd like to focus on cleaning up some of these storage piles that have built up. So I spent the rest of the day puttering around and cleaning up all the items. It is day 196 and pretty much everything is all cleaned up around the farm, which means I have tons of time to spruce things up around here and make things look nice. So the thing I wanted to work on today was actually moving some of the bees from the greenhouse over to the orchard. Now, how many do I have in here? Oh, hello, there's 2 of you here. There's gotta be some in here as well, I can hear them. So I think I could probably safely move at least 1 or 2. Now I think I already put a hive in here. Yes, I did. But I am gonna make 1 more just to make sure it is ultra comfortable for our best bee friends. Let's pop 1 over here. And how about we grab a couple of these bees? Oh, they are already at the door like, let me out! Jeez, I didn't think the greenhouse was that bad. All right, we got 2 bees. That's perfect. Now, if you just follow me over here, I don't know if they're actually gonna stay. Oh, it went into the hive. Okay, perfect. I don't know what you're gonna do though. So having them free roam around here probably makes it so they could fly away. But I mean, if the hives are here, I have a feeling they'll always try to come back to them. So, do you promise you're not gonna fly away if I take this flower out of my inventory? Are you gonna stay here and hang out in the orchard? You will? Okay. Oh, okay. I honestly thought he was just gonna fly away off into the distance and turn into a speck. Okay, this is good. This is good. I mean, I have tons of flowers here for them. I've got hives so they can go home. And I mean, what more could they want? Look at that. He's vibing. It's all good. So I guess I can consider my dream of having the bees in the orchard complete. Wow, that is a very nice task off of my hands, especially because in the first 100 days, I really did a bad job of trying to get a bee over here. So I'm quite happy this worked out. Well, I still have a little bit of time left in the day, and I think I'm just gonna bone meal some of this area because it's looking a little bit flat around here. And to kind of close off this area a bit, I think I'm gonna bone meal some trees. Just because this is the new border of the farm. So I think having trees around would kind of help establish that a little bit more. There we go. I think that's looking better for the line of sight. Fixing up the landscape brought me into day 197. I can't believe we're almost at the 200-day mark. That is wild to me. There's still a couple things I want to fix up around this farm though. We need steps in spots like this. We need some coarse dirt along the edges here. And we just need to clean up some of the messes that we made over time. Like, this mess of storage that I said I would clean up around like day 130, but it just ended up sitting here for like eternity. Classic. So with those tasks in mind, I got to work fixing up the areas around the base. This part of the day count honestly kind of makes me sad in some ways. There isn't enough time to start a new project, so it kind of starts really sinking in that we're almost done. Oh, here I go again, getting all sentimental towards the end of this. I can't help it. I'm just having fun vibing and I'm sad it's coming to an end. I kind of spent the rest of the day just hanging out and cleaning more stuff up here and there. All that puttering away brought me into day 198. What do you say I stack some more cows? For old time's sake. This never gets old. So since it's my last few days around this farm, I think I'd like to prepare a nice meal for myself. So one of the things I was eyeing up before was honey glazed ham. Now, I need some rice, which I do think I have, and a bunch of sweet berries and honey. And of course, we need some ham as well. So let's grab some carrots and pay a visit over to our pig pen. You know, I kind of forgot to feed the pigs, if I'm honest, so there's really not that many here. All right, sorry, my friend. Sorry. The next thing we could grab are some sweet berries. And well, what do you know? I just built a nice garden with some. And look at that, I can pluck them with ease and not get stuck on them. It's drift proof. Next up, we're gonna need some honey. Do we have any in these? We do. Look at that. Oh no, I forgot I didn't put a campfire underneath. Oh no, everything went wrong. This is horrible. Oh no. Oh, I think he's a goner, isn't he? Oh, maybe he's fine. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. I mean, he seems okay. You doing good, buddy? You all right? I think he's okay. Oh. Not again. I don't think the beekeeping life is the life for me. All right, maybe let's just get back to making this meal. Now, the very last thing that we need is some rice, which thankfully we have tons of in our storage. By the time I had gathered everything up I needed for the meal, it had gotten pretty late, so I went to bed for the evening. And that brought me into day 199. It's the last day that we're all hanging out here. No, stop it. I can't get sad. I mean, like, I am sad, but I can't just be sad all day. I've got to do stuff. We still have to make the best of it, of course. So I want to get that meal cooked. Now, in order to make this honey glazed ham, we are going to have to make a smoked ham. So I'm just a tad bit confused because apparently the ham might be raw pork chop with bone combined? I don't even know if I have any bone left. I might have used that all on bone meal. Nope, we're good. We've got lots of bones. Okay, do I combine these two together? Let's see. Nope, that does absolutely nothing. So that was not the solution. Now I'm wondering, do I hit one of the pigs with this knife? Because it said I needed something slightly larger than a sword. So, let's see. Well, that didn't do anything either. And now I just feel a little bad. I'm just a little confused because if you put the pork onto the cutting board, it makes bacon. And that's definitely not what we want. Okay, so I ended up looking this up because I'm too far in, I needed to know. And it turns out that killing the pig with the knife does work, except it's only a 50% chance. So I have 3 pigs left. I think I'm gonna try my luck, and we're just gonna see how this goes. Well, looks like I have very bad luck. Very bad luck indeed. Well, I have 2 pigs left in here. I think I'm just gonna leave them, of course. And maybe I can do a quick search around for one. Well, I see every animal around here, including a bee's nest, actually. So things are just, like, not looking great for me. I did quite a bit of searching around the base for a pig, and honestly, I could not find a single one. It was starting to get pretty late in the afternoon, and I still wanted to make a really fun meal. So I accepted the loss and decided to head back and cook something else up. Well, if I can't have that honey glazed ham, maybe I'll just make a bacon sandwich instead. I mean, I've got the bacon. I might as well cook it. So I've got the tomatoes. Now I just need some cabbage and of course some bread. So let's choppy chop some cabbage into leaves. Then we combine all of this together and we've got ourselves some bacon sammies. Now, do I sit here for old time's sake? Or do I go over to my new house for a fancy meal? You know what? I think I'm gonna sit here for old time's sake. I've been spending a lot of time at that end of the farm, and I kinda miss this place. Well, let's see how this tastes. Honey glazed ham? Pfft, yeah, right. More like honey, not good ham. I have nothing to say. I really wanted that honey glazed ham. It's okay. The bacon sandwiches were still good though. Well, I guess with all of that done, I think we better tuck in for the night. And to keep it old school and nostalgic, I think I'm gonna tuck into this bed one last time. And here we are, day 200. Look at how much this farm has changed. This is wild. Even here, it looks like a completely different farm. The line of sight and horizon is just so different now. Let's scaffold up to take a better look. Whoa, that looks awesome. You know, it's so funny. I feel like time passed really quickly when I was making this 200 days that it didn't really clock how much I actually built. Even on the map, you can kind of see how much it changed. Yeah, this looks super cool. All right, well, since it's the end of our 200 days, of course, we've got to do a little walkthrough. So this is, of course, the classic area of the farm. We've got our good little barn over here. We've got our windmill. We've got our OG house and chicken coop, of course. Now, the only thing that we added in over here was the pig pen, which I ended up kind of neglecting, and I feel a little bit bad about that, but hey, it's all good. It's still a cute little build, and I think it fits well in this space. Now, next up, if we go down here past the greenhouse, this brings us into one of the new areas of the farm, and that is the storage house, along with the orchard. And oh, look, there's still a bee there. So I love how this storage barn turned out. I think it looks super cute and it fits really well into this area of the farmland. It still maintains kind of like that industrial vibe, but then the interior feels very cozy. And this ended up honestly saving me so much time. I don't know how I would have done what I did this 200 days if it wasn't for this storage, to be honest, because keeping things organized helped a ton. Am I admitting that I should have done this in the first 100 days? No, I'm not. So right out of the storage, that brings us into the orchard, and I love this little area as well. It's super cute and cozy, and I'm really happy that I was actually able to bring bees in here, even though one of them may have died an unfortunate death. And if we take this path, it brings us into Marcel's bakery, and it is all about the shop front and the cute sweets for me. I honestly could have spent forever making all of these pastries. It was so much fun. So if we walk through the farm this way, that brings us into the newer area of the farm. This feels like a little tiny neighborhood in and of itself, and I really love how it turned out actually. It's funny because I was originally going to place the storage barn here, and it probably would have looked okay, but I think making this a space for houses worked out way better in the end, especially because we got to build a really nice park in the middle of it all. Well, with all of that done, that's pretty much it for the 200 days. Thank you all so much for watching both the 100 days and the 200 days. I had so much fun building up this farm, and I really hope you enjoyed it. Well, with that all said and done, I think I'm gonna go stop at the bakery and enjoy a nice croissant. Thanks so much everybody for watching, and I'll see you all later. Bye!